what's up, digital world? Welcome back to Win Rate 0%. I'm Bryce with Adam, our resident judge, and COB, the resident player.
Yo, the resident man. What is up, everybody?
Yeah. How are we? We all good?
Yeah, good.
Yes, buzzing to finally move out of this drought of a season we've been in into something fresh and new.
Yeah,
It has been a dry January indeed.
BT11's in. When is this coming out?
February-ish. Between February the 10th.
BT11's on the horizon.
Between like, February 10th and February 20th-ish.
Well, the pre-releases are meant to start next week, right? Being like the 10th, I think is the first one.
Yeah.
But a lot of us have been getting delayed, so we're kind of concerned with there being a potential delay on the set.
The thing is that we've not gotten so close to a release date without Bandai going, oh, by the way, it's delayed for quite a long time. So we're all just sitting there like, no news is good news? Kind of?
Yeah, but they always leave it till like they've got 2 or 3 days left.
Yeah.
So just keep our fingers crossed in the next
week.
But
this set is really, really important that we get it on time because as we have mentioned a million times by now, Digimon Finals is right around the corner. We'll be talking about that very soon. But it is literally the week before their set launches. So if we don't get it on time, all of the EU, pretty much anyone who hasn't gotten it on time is going to be shit out of luck for the finals.
We're at a disadvantage as well because the UK seems to get their own separate delays constantly.
I wonder why that is.
Yeah, no idea. But we're just going to talk through all the different decks, talk a wee bit about what the Japanese meta looked like, and yeah, that's about it. Then go through your comments and stuff.
Yay!
Happy days.
So, Adam, do you want to take the first look at the deck?
So, for those listening in, etc., we use DigimonCard.dev to go and have a wee look at all these cards before they come out fully. If you want to, scroll along, read along, depending on where you're listening to, go for it. It will make things slightly easier, but we will try our best to read everything out as we go. We're going to talk about things going through on a sort of a colour basis, what the sort of the strong decks are going to be looking like and what we're looking forward to and all that sort of stuff. We've done it before, you know how it works. So I'm going to talk a wee bit about the Birds and Beasts deck that's coming up, featuring Phoenixmon and Marsmon as the two sort of top-end level 6s. This deck features a new mechanic that is being introduced in BT11 called Raid. Raid is a keyword effect. When this Digimon attacks, you may switch the target of attack to one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon with the highest DP. So basically, you know how that Metal Greymon from a couple of sets ago that lets you attack unsuspended guys? Well, this entire line has it, but you can only attack opponent's Digimon that are unsuspended with the highest DP. So it's not just a swing over anything sort of deal. You can't swing over like level 3s when there's a level 6 on the board and stuff like that. And this deck is focused around that new mechanic and trying to put it to use. So I'm going to talk a little bit about it just now. So we start off with the rookies. We've got Biomon. Biomon is your searcher for the deck. Play out for 3, 1k DP. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 red Digimon with Vaccine in its traits and 1 red Tamer, and the rest go to the bottom. And her on deletion effect is if you have a red Tamer in play, gain a memory, which is a pretty good card. It's not the best searcher being top 3, but considering it can net you a Tamer and a Vaccine card, all of the Digimon in this deck should be Vaccines, so you should be hitting it pretty much any time you play it, which is quite good. Your other side of that is your Bearmon, which is a 2k DP. It's not got a special skill. It's got sick artwork of it hanging out with Gilmon and Agumon though. And it's inherited is when the attack target of this Digimon switches, it gains plus 3k DP, which is pretty good. The level 4, the first one to gain the raid ability is Grizzlymon. It has the raid ability, and it has 5k DP. So the reason that they've given this to such quite a low level Digimon is that it's good for swinging over guys very, very quickly. If your opponent's brought something out or played something out to the field, you bring out your Phoenixmon, you bring out your Biomon or your Bearmon, etc., evolve into your Grizzlymon, and then you can swing and use Raid to attack their unsuspended thing that they've just played out, potentially preventing them from going into something extra on their turn. And again, it's got the same inherited as Bearmon. Is it Bearmon? Yes, Bearmon. When the attack target of this Digimon switches, it gains plus 3k DP. So if you've got the Bearmon underneath the Grizzlymon, it's going up to 8k DP for a level 4 that is then swinging an unsuspended Digimon, which is probably a level 4 at that point in time. It's pretty good, and it could even get over some level 5s as well. I forgot to mention the tamer for not the tamer, the level 2, which is Yokomon, the little Ego. On deletion, if you have a red tamer in play, draw 1. Now, a lot of these cards that are in the Biomon line have on deletion effects and they're inherited because Phoenixmon's main ability is you can activate their on deletion skills without being deleted. We'll talk a bit about more of that in a minute. I have no idea what the hell I just said. Moving on to Birdramon. Birdramon's a blocker, and her on deletion ability is you can play a red tamer with a cost of 4 or less without paying its memory cost, which is pretty good. Moving into your level 5s, again we've got Garudamon, who's also a blocker, and she's got the same, they, I don't know, man. I always loved, just to rant a little bit, I fucking love Phoenixmon and the Garudamon line and all that sort of stuff. I really wish that they'd given her her actual Digimon Adventure tamer instead of Akiho, but I'll take what I can get. I'm looking forward to playing this deck sort of casually. Garudamon, like I was saying, the inherited is just play out a red tamer that costs 4 or less. This deck relies on getting a lot of tamers out, which is pretty cool.
Funny as well, because Birdramon and Garudamon are literally mirrors of each other. They're basically the same card at the level 4 and 5.
Yeah, pretty much. The other side of the deck, at level 5, Grapleomon, which is an interesting evolution for Grizzlymon, but hey-ho. Grapleomon also has the raid ability, so you can evolve to your level 5 and then swing an unsuspended. If you've got Bearmon and Grizzlymon underneath it, that 7k DP goes up to a 13k DP level 5, and it's an attacking and unsuspended, so it can even start swinging over level 6s, which is pretty good. And Grapleomon's inherited is when the attack target of this Digimon switches, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. So when you are into your level 6 and using the raid function that is on Marsmon, you can trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. So essentially you're getting to swing with a big guy and also chipping away at security without activating any of those nasty security effects. So on to the main sort of big level 6s, you've got Phoenixmon. Phoenixmon's once per turn, your turn ability is when a card is removed from your opponent's security stack, you may activate one of this card's on deletion effects. So that means you get to activate Biomon's gain 1 memory, Birdramon's play a tamer, Garudamon's play a tamer, or Phoenixmon's other ability, which is on deletion. You may play 1 red Digimon with Bird, Avian, Beast, 4 Sovereigns, or Animal in one of its traits except for Sea Animal, and 3000 DP or less from your hand without paying its memory cost. I really wish they would clear up the wording on that because it's so unnecessary, but they're not doing that, so here we are. That's pretty good. You can get out at level 3, but the additional part of that effect is for each red tamer you have in play, add 2k DP to the maximum DP that you can choose with this effect. So if you've got, let's say, 3 to 4 tamers out, you're adding an additional 8,000 onto that, meaning you can start summoning level 6s or level 5s. So it lets you recycle your Phoenixmon and get out maybe a level 4 or 5 that you can then go into the next one at a faster pace than if you were, hatching or stuff like that. And obviously, if Phoenixmon dies, you activate all of her on deletion effects, which is pretty good. The other side of the deck is Marsmon. Marsmon also has the raid ability, and Marsmon has Blitz when digivolving. So when you digivolve up into your Grapleomon for turn, because you'll probably have a memory setter out at that point, because that's what the deck is focused on, getting tamers out. You can then go into your Marsmon and Blitz. Blitz will let you then use Raid, and then on your turn, once per turn, if you switch the attack target of this Digimon, You unsuspend it and gain a memory for each red tamer that you have in play. So again, if you've got 3 to 4 tamers out, you're getting the evolution for free, you're getting a blitz and raid attack, and then you can activate Grappleomon's Inherited to trash the security stack. You can activate Grizzlymon, Bearmon to gain a bunch of DP, and you're basically swinging over anything at that point because Marsmon is 12k, Grizzlymon and Bearmon give you plus 3k each. That's taking him up to 18k. That's getting over pretty much anything that's currently in the format, other than, I don't know, can you guys think of anything?
No, it hits over Death X one, which I think's the highest DP we've got.
Yeah, which is...
with
both buffs, like the only thing that might stay up there because of all of its effects.
Maybe Jessmon.
Yeah, like buffs and stuff like that. Yeah. I guess it could be possible, but I mean, it's going to get up to freaking 18k.
Yeah,
it's going to be hard.
Routinely hits 18.
Yeah, crazy stuff, man.
Yeah,
crazy stuff.
It's pretty good. This deck comes with its own tamer, Akiho Rindo. On play, reveal the top cards of your deck. Add a red Digimon card with vaccine in its traits to your hand and bottom deck the rest. And on your turn, when you play a red Digimon with Bird, Avian, Beast, 4 Sovereigns, or Animal in one of its traits except Sea Animal by an effect, you can tap Akiho and give it Rush. So essentially, she's going to work with the Phoenixmon line. You're going to go up to your Phoenixmon, activate her on-deletion effects without actually being deleted. She's eventually going to die. You get all of those on-deletion effects activated, and then because Phoenixmon lets you play out another Digimon, you can then tap Akiho only on your turn, mind, to bring out another Digimon, and that gets Rush, which continues your attack. It is sort of a two-prong sort of style. You should play these cards in conjunction with each other. You could of course choose not to, but honestly the previous Garudamon support has been piss poor, whereas this is sort of 2 decks in one, and it's got 2 different things depending on what you're kind of going for, really. It does have a specific option card as well called Magma Bomb, which is when you would use this card if you've got a red tamer in play, reduce the cost by 1, so it's a 6 cost, which can then be a 5 cost, and it's delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest DP. That sucks. Don't use it. Just play Crimson Blaze. It's much better. You might
Magma Bomb is like Magma Bomb's pretty generic, but the Crimson Flare card is the one that's like made for the deck. But even then, I don't know how good it is, man.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I was reading the wrong one. Yep, Crimson Flare for 5 cost is delete an 8k or less, and then if you've got a red tamer in play, activate one of the on-deletion effects of one of your red Digimon with vaccine in its traits. So you can use Phoenixmon's effect and stuff like that. I would probably play this at maybe a 2 of. Its security effect lets you activate it, but I wouldn't play it any more than that. You can add in additional cards. Make sure that they're vaccines, so you can add in things like Agumons to buff DP, or just more blockers and more consistency cards. You do want to play a decent line of tamers. I'd recommend at least 8 to 10. You want to be playing your red ties because none of these guys have a security attack bonus, and this deck is this game is so fast paced now that if you're not swinging for at least 1 or 2 security, it's going to be a difficult time for you. So get those red ties in there. Get Tai and Kari in, the red yellow tamer, because that lets you minus the DP of your opponent's security, and it counts as another tamer on the field for you, and then play the Akihos as well. You could potentially even play other cards than that, but that's sort of the lineup that I'd recommend. It's sort of one of the pre-packaged deck that Bandai likes to do every format or so. With a lot of the old cards are useful, but the deck you can build with all the cards in the new set anyway. And yeah, that's the Birds and Beasts deck.
Yeah, is this the first time Bandai's actually put together like lists and went, right, here you go, here's like a basic idea of what you could build with these new supports?
Yes,
if you did that for the old Birds and Beasts.
If you check on Bandai's various socials, you will see they've actually put out deck lists for all of these, which I looked over, and they have ripped them straight out of people's YouTube videos, which is kind of funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
no.
But yeah, I suppose they hopefully they were asked for, if they could use it, but I'm guessing maybe not.
It's their card game. They can do it.
It's their game after all. Yeah.
Cannot copyright your deck list.
Yeah. I think this deck looks really interesting, man. I think in another timeline where the speed of the game wasn't as fast as it was then this deck could do a lot. It's kind of positioned to look like it's going to be like a rogue piece, but it can do some powerful things. I think one of the issues it is it's quite tamer focused. And I don't know if you guys have heard, but there's a little deck cutting around called Blackwar Greymon that pops tamers and is very fast.
Yep.
Blackwar Games.
Which is why, if you're going to play this deck, make sure you play 4-cost Tamers as well as your 3-cost Akiho. That way they can only delete 1 as opposed to 2.
And then they go Hades Force and they delete them all.
Yep.
And we sob.
Yep.
I really like the idea of this deck, but like I'm with Cobb on this. It's just far too slow by today's standard.
Well, this is the thing.
I think you could go as far back as what is it? Hybrid set was set 7. And this deck might still struggle.
I don't know. I think it could be like pretty powerful. I think it's just, to me, I mean, I feel like if you put the optimum game plan of a deck out and it doesn't look broken, then that really says a lot. Like, I mean, what does this want to do? It wants to create a perfect Phoenixmon stack. It wants to go Yokomon, Biomon, Birdramon, Garudamon, Phoenixmon, and then swing for like a check or two, blow up Phoenixmon, and then play 2 tamers, gain a memory, draw a card, and then
play a Garudamon.
Yeah, play a Garudamon or a Birdramon or something off the Phoenixmon, or even a Grizzlymon, and then it probably wants to go the second time after it's got its value drops off into the Marsmon stuff, and raid to blow something up. Because, I mean, if you were sitting looking at this on paper, you could go, oh my god, this hard counters Blackwar Greymon, because raid effect lets you swing into it while it's unsuspended, and if you've got 2 of the buffs under it, you're pretty much guaranteed to clear the Blackwar Greymon. So that does seem interesting. It's just the fact that, like we say, a little bit slow, a little bit tamer focused. We cry every time.
Yeah, I like the deck. I think if you were to take, I mean, we talk about meta and that so often, but like the game has a very big, these are the best decks in the format. But if you take those away, this deck would be pretty good. Unfortunately, we don't play the game like that, so it might not do the best. But I'm gonna at least try it out. I think, like I said, I do like Phoenixmon. They're one of my favorite sort of OG Digimon, and Marsmon is kind of cool too. Marsmon is like named after the god of war. And he's one of the Olympus gods or something. The Olympus Digimon.
The Olympus 12. He finally got a good card. His first card was Gash.
It was absolutely terrible.
Did he have another card?
Yeah. Yes. There's a really old Marsmon that is awful. I think it was.
Was it not just
a vanilla or something?
No,
it's close to it. So the original one, free to evolve into. Your turn. This Digimon can attack your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. It's 11k.
Oh,
DP.
I see. Yeah.
It's 11k.
When do you think that came out?
BT8. Oh dear.
That is laughable, isn't it? BT8, they printed this. It is for sealed play, Copium.
Yeah. It's also pretty cool that he's wearing Gabumon's skull.
Yeah, I wanted to bring that up. He's wearing like Gabumon's pelt on his head.
It's pretty similar, eh?
Yeah. I think the only difference is the horn is ever so slightly different.
That's Gabumon X.
Oh, good.
Because Gabumon X is a beast, not a lizard. If you ever want a nightmare, guys, just go Google unpeeled Gabumon and see him in his lizard form. Not fun.
Sound. So that about wraps up the bird and the Erd beast.
Moving on to blue, because we'll come back to Crossheart later. We've got the
guys. Blue sucks this.
Yeah, blue is not getting anything great.
You know,
also blue is the most hated color, I think, for me at least.
You know
I'm
what?
Not crying about it.
You know, neither am I. Blue, I fucking hate blue. It got every keyword under the sun and could do a million things, and it was on top for so long. It still is on top as of right now because of Melga. I'm glad that the cards that it gets are gash, to be perfectly honest. I like Allforce, I like Mirage Galgamon. The decks look cool, they don't look competitive, and I'm glad that they're just not getting more fuel for the goddamn fire that keeps burning.
Can we just rejoice in the fact that there's not a Gabumon printed this set?
No, they've had to go for the other dog.
Also, rejoice. There hasn't been an. Oh no, wait, no, we'll get there. Never mind.
Maybe to say that hasn't been an Agumon printed.
Losing my marbles a wee bit.
There's a bit to be an Agumon. That's fucking brother.
I guess
a whole ass new line for Agumon for the 500th time.
We should talk a tiny bit about Galgamon because it does have some more future support coming.
Yeah, it's interesting anyway. Yeah. We can at least talk about the gimmick.
The basic gimmick of Galga is to force your opponent to have 8 in hand to gain effects. So, like, the Galgamon, the champion, is on swing, gain a memory if they have 8 in hand. The ultimate gains blocker and 2k for every 4 in their hand. And then the Mega, I think, can bounce a Mega if they have 8 in hand.
Yeah, the Mega is actually quite a good generic card, to be honest.
Yes,
so the Mega is when Digivolving return one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon to hand. If nothing was returned by this effect, your opponent adds the top card of their security to their hand. And then also, once per turn, all turns, when an effect adds a card to your opponent's hand, gain a memory for every 4 cards in their hand. So, quite a nice little tempo piece. You can use this in quite a lot of different blue decks as a top end if you've not got something obvious.
The big problem, though, is why does it cost 4 to evolve?
I guess
because it gains memory.
To gain 2.
Yeah, but
on average, you're probably going to gain 2, right? But it's
still kind of
it is kind of
The other stuff in here is the All Force stuff, which gives us an interesting topic of the first secret rare tamer. Or
Yarp.
The basic gimmick of the line, I think, is just become evade blocker, right?
Yes.
Become evade blocker, play tamers on the cheap, attack, unsuspend, you know.
Yeah, so the evade mechanic was introduced 2 sets ago with the Examon line, and now it's starting to spread out to the other sort of blue cards, being Allforce and Evade. If this opponent would be deleted, you may suspend it to prevent that deletion, which is a good mechanic, I guess, if they're not going to get immediately swung over by something else, but it's nice that it's going to other cards as well. I do really like Allforce as a Digimon, and his I want to say as well that the card art it continues to get better in every set, I think. I think it does. Like, look at the Allforce SR. It's got War Greymon, it's got Taiga, it's got Rina, it's got Allforce, obviously. Like, all of these artworks look so good compared to, like, the first set, which were just, like, generic Digimon against plain black background sort of thing.
I think it's the thing Digimon has over every other card game, in my opinion, is the art, regardless of rarity or anything, is consistently amazing.
Absolutely.
I've not looked at like many Digimon cards other than the Reaper shit, which was just anime rips and annoyed me. But I've not looked at a lot of them and gone, these are bad. It's just Reaper. The rest of them are always beautiful.
Yeah.
They also credit whoever draws it, as far as I'm aware.
I know.
So that's normal, to be fair.
Art. It's like now everybody, worships the Church of Koki because he's the greatest artist known to man.
I'm a Sasasi fan.
Sasasi?
Or Sasahi.
I'm a lost.
I was going to say, is that who did the All Force Vidravon one?
Yes.
Okay.
I think they done the Phoenix one. No, they didn't. It's Takato that did the Takas. This is a very low quality fucking card scan. I can't see the artist.
Takato, is that Guilmon's tamer has drawn the artwork for a card? That's broken.
The card scan's quite. I can't make it out. Maybe it's Takasa.
If you're on .dev, man, it's also in the list of things.
Is it?
Yeah, it's the third one from the bottom.
Right, well, we're going to move on from that fact, okay?
We're way off.
We'll move away from that.
We've got one last thing to say, that there is one card of Examon support in here that is also support.
And it is actually class, to be honest. I have been in the Examon lab a little bit. Not sure how much I'm going to play of it, considering BT11 is coming out. But this Dracomon's pretty decent for Examon.
And Blue Flare.
Yeah, it's also Blue Flare relevant. In Examon, at least, it's really helpful because the opposite colours, level 4s, the Codramons, they evolve for 3 over normal cards, but evolve for 2 over a Dracomon, so that ups your consistency. Its effect is When you play another Digimon with Dramon or Blue Flare and its traits, draw 1, and then it's inherited as when you play another Digimon with Dramon and its name or Blue Flare, gain a memory. So the draw effect's really helpful. One of Examon's biggest problems is trying to find its pieces in time. And the inheritable's great as well because, I mean, the classic Examon play is you've got your level 5 out and then you hard drop the opposite colour level 5 to DNA into your Examon. So you're going to give them one less memory when you do that, which is handy.
Sorry, I noticed that it says evolves for 0 over Baby Dramon. So is there another colour of Baby Dramon?
There is a red one. I think the very first one was red.
Right.
But it's a good question as to if that's relevant or not.
I don't think it is.
No, it gains 2k in piercing, which doesn't matter. But the other Baby Demon is blue, I believe.
Okay. That makes
There's
sense.
two other baby Domon.
Yeah.
Back when piercing was a red skill, not a green skill.
They actually completely decided that half of the skills in the game are no longer like color specific. I feel like there's like soft. Those soft.
Oh no, but in honor of Jason, don't forget about Penguinmon in blue on play by placing one blue level 3 Digimon card or one Digimon card with Aqua or Sea Animal in its traits at the bottom of this Digimon's Digivolution cards. Draw 1.
Oh, I'm so happy to see this. How did I not notice this?
Penguinmon goes hard, man.
And it's a nice little artwork of Penguinmon stealing something while being chased by a Frigimon in the background.
Listen. Do you know who drew that artwork?
Koki.
Koki the God. Let's go. It's also a reference to Digimon World 1.
What is he stealing? Is that like a...
He's stealing a fish.
Yeah.
Yes, because in Digimon World 1, Penguinmon had a curling rink and you had to bring him a fish to play the game.
Oh.
Him and Frigimon were also in Friesland, and Frigimon's like the epic nice guy who comes and saves you if you KO by bringing like a fire Digimon into the icy place. So they're like neighbours in a way, I guess. And he's nicking the damn fish off him. But they are bringing out support for this. I mean, people call it Crab Shack, but it's becoming less and less crab-like. Yeah. The blue deck that plays stuff on its sources. Because there's also that option card Maelstrom, which is 5 memory option card for blue. You may play 1 blue Digimon card from one of your blue Digimon's Digivolution cards without paying its memory cost. Then if you have a Digimon with Seedramon in its name, return one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon to the bottom of the owner's deck. And then it's just got that effect and security as well. Bad.
My biggest problem with this is that it doesn't then put something else back in its source. Because that was I played the deck for half of set EX3, and the biggest thing is you just run out of the understack.
No, sorry, they did.
Penguinmon out here.
They did print Waru Seedramon, which is in purple, a purple blue card that's Seedramon support as well. For some reason, again, great card art made by Gosan. It is a picture of Waru Seedramon with Goblimon, Gabumon, another Gabumon in the background cheering him on.
Why is this purple?
Yeah.
Because he's evil version of Seedramon.
Yeah, he's evil Seedramon.
Epic virus version of Seedramon. It's another Digimon World 1 reference in the background. Like, I feel like that's like 30% of the card arts are references to Digimon World 1.
You've also got some new Blue Flare support too.
I don't really like Blue Flare. And also honestly, I don't think much of the new Blue Flare support matters. The Dracomon's nice. That's about it.
Not in this set anyway. Blue Flare gets some pretty nice stuff down the line, but in BT11 it's not really anything to write home about.
Cyber Launcher isn't worth running, and Z-Grey I think is more cross-heart than...
Yeah, it is. Because I mean, Z-Grey can evolve over your Metal Grey, but it's kind of just like, are you going to have the 2 memory to do that? Is it that worth it to have this play to, get an extra swing or 2 in with the Z-Grey?
Just evolve the current armor purge.
Yeah, the Decker, the launcher guy. Yeah.
We're not the biggest fans of blue here, if you can't tell, guys.
Blue stinks, right? I like the funny on-play deck. I like that they're making it into a Seedramon deck now. That's pretty cool because there's more stuff for it coming down the line. They're drip feeding that play from sources deck something fierce. And we really need to come up with a better name than Play from Source's Blue deck, because that and Crab Shack do not fit.
It's Aqua for now.
That does,
It's
that
Aqua
does.
Blue.
But what about Penguin? He's a bird, and he's on the deck.
I think he's frozen. He's Aqua.
He's aquatic. I mean, penguins swim in the water, right?
Yeah. But anyway, moving on from blue, since none of us are fans.
The blue wall. We've hit the
is that
damn blue
another
wall.
Agumon variant?
Clear Agumon, mate. It's just toy Agumon, but he's see-through.
Oh,
he's a vanilla, thank God. But
he's
there's one deck in here that me and Callum are really looking forward to.
Yes. This has been a long time coming for me, but they're finally doing their best to make a Pooh Etamon sort of tribal deck playable.
Stinky Pooh.
Very stinky Pooh deck. It's very funny. It's pretty decent is the word I'd use for it. I don't know if it's going to be competitive. I have played the shit out of this deck. But I feel like they've just, at every point, done little things to try and shave the power level off this deck, and it makes me quite upset. But it's a fun one, and it can do some disgusting things. So the main idea of the Etamon, Sukamon, Shumon, Pooh deck is you play fast, you play aggressive, you get wide boards, and you use effects to get Sukamon into the trash where they belong, as they are made out of Pooh, if you don't know, to then get your big payoff card, which is King Sukamon. So we'll start off with him. King Sukamon is a 7 cost to play, 6k DP, very important because you can Flame Hell Scythe him. 4 to evolve over yellow and black Digimon. He has himself a yellow and black Digimon, but he Digivolves for 3 over a level 4 Sukamon. His effect is on play and when Digivolving, if your opponent has 16 or more cards in their trash, or if you have 3 or more cards with Sukamon in their trash, Sukamon in their name in their trash, so that includes himself. One of your opponent's Digimon becomes a Sukamon, which is a white Digimon with 3000 DP until the end of your opponent's turn. So that's pretty nuts for disruption. They do keep all their inheritables, but because we're living in a tribal world at the minute, half of the inheritables get turned off when they become a white Pooh because they no longer have Greymon in their name or Garurumon or whatever it may be. His other effect is when attacking, for each other Digimon with Sukamon in its name in play, this Digimon gets 1k for the turn. So this card is like the centerpiece for the deck. It's really, really powerful. It just has a slight issue of having to get the 3 Sukamon in your trash, which can be harder than you'd imagine, because there is only 2 other printings of Sukamon so far, and you don't really want to be trashing King Sukamon because you want to have that piece live in your hand quite frequently.
Callum, it's +1 security, not +1k.
Oh, I don't know why I said 1k. That would be infinitely ass. So he gains a check for every Sukamon in the field other than himself. So when you turn, the idea is you turn them into a Pooh, you attack security, you gain your check, and you swing for 2k or 2 checks. And the other fun interaction with that is the new Sukamon. The new Sukamon has the inheritable when this Digimon would be deleted by deleting another Digimon with Sukamon in its name from the field, prevent that deletion. So, if you can see where this goes, you've got a 6k swinger, he's checking for 2 security, and if he's got the perfect new Sukamon underneath him, the King Sukamon's going to swing for 2. Oh no, he's been deleted on a check. Well, I'm going to delete your brand new Sukamon token from the field in order to prevent my deletion. Then you go for your second check. They've just lost a boss monster and you're laughing all the way to the bank. So that's the kind of main fun thing about the deck. The other cards all kind of synergize with this game plan, but they aren't quite as strong as the King. So the normal Sukamon is a 3 cost to play, 2 to evolve, because they couldn't make him too good, obviously, but the deck would probably be broken if it only cost 1 to evolve into. And he has the on-deletion effect of reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add a Chumon, Sukamon, or Etamon in its name among them to your hand, and then trash the rest. So this is good at accelerating your King Sukamon. Also looking for pieces, and Sukamon does have 1k, so it's very easy for it to get deleted. You do want to hard play the Sukamon, unless you're going to evolve him over Chumon, who's a new level 3 black-yellow rookie. Almost all the support here is black-yellow, by the way, people. So Chumon's a 1k DP, 1 cost evolution over a level 2. Now, again, if they had just made it 0, Chumon would have been so cracked. I mean, the meta would have just revolved around Chumon spam. So they had to make Chumon 1 cost to evolve into, right? Chumon also has the effect, your turn, when this Digimon would Digivolve into a card with Sukamon in its name, reduce that cost by 1. So again, another issue here. You can't use that effect while you're in the raising area. So you have to get the Chumon out and then evolve into Sukamon. There'll be no choking shenanigans the day, my man, from raising unless you go directly into the Chumon, which, that 1 cost evo can be relevant. The other cool thing about this Chumon is its on-deletion effect is if this Digimon has Sukamon or Etamon in its name, you can play a Chumon from your trash suspended without paying its memory cost. Now, because of the timing of on-deletion effects actually happen when the card is in the trash. So when this guy gets deleted and he's a Sukamon or an Etamon, you can't just play him back again. There are sometimes some interesting shenanigans you can do where the Sukamon dies, plays the Chumon, you evolve back into another Sukamon, and there's a kind of nice little cycle going on there. Other than that, we've got the King, baby, my favourite Digimon. I thank you very much. Etamon, right? Again, he's a black-yellow level 5 Digimon, 7k DP, and because he would be so friggin' broken if he was the standard 3 to evolve over a black or yellow, they've made him 3, but only from a Sukamon, which limits what you want to evolve him over quite substantially. Now, I hate to say it, guys, but this card's a little ass, right? His effect is on play when Digivolving. By trashing a card with Sukamon in its name from your hand or from this Digimon's Digivolution cards, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3k DP and security attack minus 1. Now, this effect, to be honest, is really underwhelming compared to a lot of other equivalents at the same level. If you're looking at like your Metal Greymons, your Wergarudamons, the other important level 5s, it just doesn't quite cut the mustard. One good thing it does do, though, is it speeds up trashing the Sukamon. So optimally, you're going to go into Etamon on top of your Sukamon, and you're going to trash the Sukamon from the sources so that you're not losing hand size. You're just going to minus 3k something small and kill it, or you're just going to try and stall a little bit by minus 1k security attack and 1k security attack. That would make it 0. By minusing the security attack by 1 on an opponent's Digimon and just slowing them down a bit. The other cool thing about this is it does still have the premium Sukamon inherited of when this Digimon would be deleted by deleting another Digimon with Sukamon and its name from the field prevented deletion. So this card it feels a bit underwhelming for me. I don't know, what do you guys think?
This is the Etamon, yeah?
The Etamon, man, yeah, he just doesn't feel quite as powerful as I would like him to be. Do you really feel like this is worth evolving for 4?
No, not at all. I don't think this card is worth running, but you're so limited on options.
Yeah, it's hard. Like, what else would you run instead of it? I've not really answered that question yet. I do kind of like it, but it's like a 2-off for me in the deck. I don't run a whole lot of 6s or 5s. King Sukamon's the best one. I'm really quite sad. I can't quite find a way to fit the old Etamon into the deck. The reason why is because there's not enough good metal Etamon that are worth running anymore, really. The old Etamon on deletion checks your top 5 cards for a metal Etamon and then you hard play it. Now, that is absolutely insane with the new metal Etamon we've got. The new metal Etamon is really good. If the Etamon they printed alongside it was pretty good or better, had better synergy with the metal Etamon, then it would be pretty nice. But I'll read it to you now. So he's 11k DP, level 6, 11 cost to play, and he's going to cost you 3 to evolve from a black or yellow level 5. He has the on play and when Digivolving effective, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. You may play any number of Digimon cards with Chumon, Sukamon, or Etamon in their name among them up to a total play cost of 7 or less without paying their memory and trash the rest. So really, there's a couple of combos you can do here that are quite nice. If you go up the stack, you evolve into Etamon, you minus 3k something with the poo effect. Then if you can reveal, this is the ultimate high roll here, but if you can reveal a King Sukamon off the Metal Etamon or vice versa, then that's insane value. That's fantastic. But from what I've found, you're on average probably just going to be playing 2 3-cost Digimon, like 2 Sukamon, 2 Chumon, something like that. And then, unfortunately, Metal Etamon, once he's done that, he's kind of ran out all his use, to be honest. He's just a guy at that point. He's just like a guy. I would have liked to seen some more synergy with the Etamon effect below him. Like, perhaps, like, do you really care about protecting it that much? Not really. There is some interesting shenanigans you can do that make him worth protecting, where you evolve him into the classic Omnimon's What. Because Omnimon's What's effect trashes from the top of your deck and then plays 2 8-cost or less Digimon from trash. So you can play King Sukamon on play effect, turn something into a poo, Etamon on play effect, minus 3k to something, and it's an insta kill on anything without protection from minus DP. Unfortunately, they did happen to give that to Black War Greymon as well, because they just wanted to find the whole kitchen fridge at that deck. So he is immune to DP reduction, which is quite a pain in the arse. I've tried the deck out a fair amount, and honestly, the minus DP prevention actually bites you in the arse so much in the matchup. It's very annoying.
Do you have a fridge outside of your kitchen?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, do you have like a bathroom fridge or a bedroom fridge?
The kitchen fridge, man. It's just the kitchen sink. Is that the phrase?
It's the kitchen sink, yeah.
Listen, your boys just spoke for like friggin' 10 minutes in a row. I'm fried mentally. I need to get through the last 2 bits of support here, and then I can start to recuperate. I'm running out of oxygen in my massive head.
You've got Gearmon. Don't worry.
Gearmon?
Have some Gearmon.
Are you talking about the drug here?
No,
I don't know any Gearmon.
You mean Germon?
No, Jeramon or Garamon or Gearmon or whatever.
It's Jeramon, you lunatic.
Nah, it's Gearmon, mate. Just take some Gearmon.
Take some Gearmon, right? Well, Adam's talking here about Geramon, yes, Bryce. The level 4 we've got here. Now, he's a 3 play cost as well, right? So there's a lot of synergy with Pride Memory Boost.
Got my Nan's teeth
level
in
4
it,
you can Pride Memory it. He's got Reeking Teeth. And if you can't see it at home, he does look like him and his 2 pals are about to drop the hardest album of 2023 so far. The effect of the card is this Digimon's name is also treated as Numemon, which is slightly relevant, and we'll get into a reason why later. But his own play effect is that of Hagurumon, if you know it from EX1. So by trashing a card with Numemon, Sukamon, Nanimon, or Etamon and its name from your hand, you draw 2. So this is nice because you can trash your Sukamon or your dead pieces in hand to draw 2. It stops you running out of steam. But one issue we have with Geramon is that where you might think, oh, that's so nice, man, a level 4 that I can hard play for free. Or that's class for the deck. I can evolve into my level 5s much faster. But they're all 4 costs, remember, so you're probably going to be passing turn. It's a bit shite, that fact. But again, would have probably just made the deck absolutely insane if they were appropriately costed for their evolutions. It does incentivize you to hard play the level 4 because they cost 2 to evolve. It's the same with all the other cards, and one of the reasons why the new Chumon's so good. The final card of the synergies here is
well, remember that your Etamon and King Sukamon evolve for a 3 cost, not a 4 cost.
Only on a Sukamon, though.
Yeah, but Geramon is also a Sukamon.
No, he isn't. He's a Numemon.
Oh, is he a Numemon? Oh, it's honking.
It's honking, as I'm saying, man. It's so crap.
Well, I'm going to go off on one when Callum finishes, but I'll let him finish.
Right, so final point here, final card, right? The black option card, Cootie's Kick. Now, we've spoke about this before, right? Cootie's Kick was originally horizontal kick. It was a mistranslation, and the effect in Digimon World 1 is that the Digimon farts on you. So in the picture here, we've got Numemon. He would be farting, but they've censored it, and there's some kind of white blast of energy coming out his asshole. When you would use this card, if you've got a black tamer in play, reduce the cost by 1. So you've got a cost of 2, able to go down to a cost of 1, nay bad, 1 option. An option for 1 cost is decent. Main effect, one of your Digimon with Numemon, Sukamon, Nanimon, or Etamon in its name is unblockable and gains on deletion, gain 3 memory until the end of your opponent's turn. Now, this is perhaps slightly powerful, but it is a lot shitter than you might think. A lot of the level 3s you want to run in this deck are Chumon, so you can't use it on your level 3s. You can only really use it on Sukamon and Jeramon. I mean, Nanamon is optional in the deck, but he's not that great. And if you've not got a Tamer in play, this is going to net you 1 memory and give you that unblockable effect. I mean, half the time the unblockable doesn't really matter in my experience. And if you're looking at this in a meta regard, you want to see how does this match up against Blackboard Greymon. Impossible to stick a Tamer on board against that deck, so I don't even play Tamers in my version of it, really. And the other thing is, like, if you've not got a Tamer on board, you're going to be paying 2 to gain 1. It's just absolute ass. The only thing I think that is a little bit nice about this is its security effect is basically Pride Memory Boost minus the Memory Boost. So it's basically just Pride. The security effect is reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You may play 1 black Digimon card with a play cost of 3 or less among them without paying its memory. Then you trash the rest. So that's really nice, obviously, if it procs, and that is a big if. Because there is a chance as well that you're going to reveal 3 cards that are unplayable. And it's nice that it does trash the other ones, at least, so you can speed into your Sukamon. Boys, what do we think?
Yeah, I think it's cool. I'm glad that they finally gave it a unique mechanic of turn things into poo. And there is no turn things into poo prevention effect. So
this is true.
it's got a unique mechanic. It might struggle security wise. I fully acknowledge that, but if you can chain enough, I think it stands a decent chance. And to top it off, it's fucking hilarious.
Right.
It is, man.
So I have so many problems with this. Like, I love the idea. The gimmick is amazing, and I've been waiting on a Filth deck for ages. Etamon, again, one of my favorites as well. But, like, Tumon should never have cost to evolve. First big error. Like, that makes so much of a difference in a game that by turn 3 or 4, people are OTKing.
Yeah, your turn 1 play is going to be evolve into a rookie past turn. Like, if that's your rookie...
That's awful. And then if you don't put it on the stack, then you're evolving on a normal Tumon and you're not saving the memory anyway. So your champion always costs 2 effectively, or you hardcast it.
Yep.
The Sukamon on delete reveal, add one of the 3 is fine. Would have been nice to have had Numemon on there. Just give you an target.
They're oddly xenophobic, I think, a lot of the Sukamon cards. Like, some of them are all inclusive. Where Cootie's Kick, man. Cootie's Kick is basically like, yeah, we all understand these 5 Digimon filth related should work together. But then all the Sukamon, Etamon stuff is like, nah, fuck you, man. Just run Sukamon, Etamon, and Tumon, you asshole.
Yeah. This Etamon has got to be one of the most trash ultimates. 4 cost on top of anything that isn't Suka, which even just thinking of normal lines doesn't even make that much sense.
That's 8 cards of the deck, man, you know?
Yeah. Please make a Filth trait. Just make, like, you've got Aquatic, you've got 100 traits. 1 more's not going to hurt. Make a Filth trait so that they can just say evolve on Filth.
Please.
Yeah, it'd be great. But even then, its on play on Digivolve is borderline terrible. The minus 3k is not going to come up. Plus, you have to give this security neg to the same thing, so you can't even kill a memory blocker and then security neg something. The only security attack your deck gets is King Suka, and it is so hard to get 3 engrave in time. The deck is too slow at it. You have Jeramon who discards them for you, but it still feels like it takes years.
I think you need to be playing this with Analog Boy or something like that to speed up a bit.
Analog Boy is so gash though, man.
I agree. I don't like the card, but like, what else is fueling your trash apart from Pride Memory Boost, maybe?
I'll be honest, right? I don't think... right, so this is in a bubble. I don't think it takes that long to get your Sukamon online, right? You've probably, on average, got it done by turn 3, right? But it's just because the state the game is in now, that's too slow. Because by the time you're at turn 3, they've already raised a bloody Blackwood Greymon or a bloody Bloom Lord Hydra guy or a Melga or something like that, and they've already dicked you down by the time your boys are online.
Yeah, The Metalette is great, but the Etamon should have been inheritable security attack, I think.
Yeah.
The protection effect's fine,
Yes,
but
see, this is the thing.
if you've gone into this Eta, you don't have the Suka to protect it. So
Yeah.
it should have just been inheritable security attack or something.
It's just annoying because, I mean, I guess the gimmick, the idea of giving the Etamon the inheritable as well is like, oh, right, okay, well, if I play the King Suka off the Metal 8, then that means I can then do the same thing where I swing and then it dies and then I blow up. But unlike the King Suka, it's got 11k DP, so it's not really that likely to die. And then I guess what happens is it passes back to their turn again, and they're like, oh damn it, I've got a poo. You've got a King Sukamon and a Metal Etamon on board, and they can't really blow up the Metal Etamon because I swing with the Sukamon. You know what I'm trying to say here? It's just a bit awkward.
They're expecting you to have way more memory as well. It's insane. Jeremon's great. I love him.
Digimon is great, man. If they just, like you say, if they had made a filth tag and let you actually evolve Numamon or Jeramon, as he's known here, into the level 5s cheaper, then it would be way better. Because obviously hard playing a level 4 that adds to your win con is really powerful.
Yeah, and then finally, like, Hootie's Kick is the most polarizing card because off stack it's amazing and in hand it's awful. But even if you're playing it for one, I just don't think it's worth running because you're not really wanting things to die except Sukamon. So gaining the on delete gain memory, you're intentionally deleting their cards to save your own.
Yeah, I mean it does like parabolic junk last to the end of your opponent's turn. But I'm not even gonna lie, man. I'd rather just be running frickin' parabolic junk half the time anyway, because parabolic junk is almost always a +2 memory for free in this deck. Whereas this is like a conditional +2 memory, and it's like you're paying a toll for the blocker prevention effect that you're not always going to need.
Yeah, that's insane. But like, my general thing is love the idea, hate the execution.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, man. Like, I've tested a lot on this deck, and it can take some dubs. I just feel like a lot of people I'm playing against online aren't playing Black War Greymon, and when I did start trying to test against Black War Greymon, it's just such an uphill battle, man. There's multiple spicy versions of it you can run, though. I've run a version, basically the main one I call like Trash Mountain. It's like how you would expect the deck to run, like a good amount of everything, and the main gimmick of it is Omnimon Swap being your big payoff. But then there's another version I run where I call it Flame Poo Heck, where it's meant to be like Flame Poop Scythe or something like that. But when I tried to enter it into it's Hell. I want to call it Flame Poo Hell. But when I typed in Hell into Untap and tried to save it, it was like, no, that is a naughty word. But basically the gimmick of this one is it caps out. Barely runs any of the Etamon. So I've got one Etamon, 4 King Sukamon, and then the top end is 2 Metal Etamon and 1 Venusmon. Because yes, you can canonically evolve King Sukamon into Booba Anime Lady. And it's the interesting gimmick here. What's that, Bryce?
That's just horrifying.
It's just insane in it, but like they say, true beauty is held within. And deep down in King Sukamon's heart, I'm sure there is something beautiful in there. But as you can probably guess, the main reason it's called Flame Poo Hell, right, is because we run Flame Hell Scythe. Because the nuts combo is you've got the King Sukamon online in your trash, you Flame Hell Scythe something, you -6k it, you play the King Sukamon, turns into a 3k poo. Oh, actually, it's -6k, 3k poo, so it's -3k, it dies instantly. And unless it's immune to DP reduction, that's like spot removal and playing your King Sukamon for 6. How do we enable that, you may ask? Well, we've got 4 of the 2-cost Mimi Tachikawa in there. When somebody uses an option card, you may suspend this to gain a memory. Also nuts because your parabolic junk that I'm running 3 of in the deck becomes a +3 with it. Spicy stuff. So there's a lot of interesting ways you can take it, and there is powerful things it can do. It's just it's a lot of grinding to try and get the result.
There's another one that when you brought up that deck to me, I said this might be interesting, which is Adam's favourite deck, Tax Control.
Yeah.
just run King Suka in tax control as a secondary target. Because you can fill the second requirement of 16 in their grave probably fairly simply. So
Yeah.
haven't tried it because I don't have the Magnanges, so I don't fancy testing it to never play it. But if you just go out and test that, please do. I'd love to see how it works.
I'd rather die.
Then play
I'm talking to the viewers.
tax control, security control.
Please, viewers, play the tax control Suka and tell me.
No,
how it
no.
goes.
If I find out you're doing that, I'll find you.
Right.
Yeah. It's a good deck. I want to give a brief shout out. You know, I've been on the Copium with Lord Nightmon for a while now. It was my favourite deck in Set 5 and has been one of my favourite decks since it came out. I love Crusadermon, and I have been trying to make the deck work, and I've finally given up on making it work. And as I give up, they fucking taunt me with a little Cotimon.
They bring me back in.
The first sort of Lord Knight support for yellow in a while. We are getting a new Lord Knight in the Royal Knight set, but it's fucking purple and it's fucking garbage. And I'm really annoyed at that, but I thought it would have some synergy, but nope. But they bring out a new Cotimon, so obviously when you swing with Lord Knight, you bring out this Cotimon. Cotimon's a blocker, and it can't attack players. So cool, great. Thanks, guys.
Absolute Cotimon, man. He's huffing opium for his mask.
Yeah.
No, he does. He does. Look how he massacred my boy with his
Look how they massacred my boy. Also, shout out to Centaurumon for being in the thing.
Yes.
There's no Gabumon in this set, but my god, they're shoving it into the background of every card, along with a Dramogamon, who's still not got his own card yet.
Yeah, he's just got the damn vanilla, which we don't count.
So shit. Centaurumon looks like he's trying to teach his boomer parent how to use the internet.
Yeah,
good for them. Also, Angelwimon, I don't care about Mastamon, so I'm not talking about it.
See this Centaurumon, by the way, it's actually quite interesting as a generic effect, right? So, his effect is he's a 2-cost to evolve into level 4. When Digivolving, you may place one yellow Digimon on top of your security stack face down. Could be spicy. Could be spicy.
I've actually never seen this card. I think that effect's pretty good.
It's decent,
yeah,
but like,
you could probably cheat something in.
Why is it randomly in a set that has no sort of support? That is apart. Like, yeah, cool. Clavis Angemon is also in this set. A terrible card we're not going to talk about. Like, what is with the random cards that they're just throwing in from time to time? Don't get me wrong. Cutemon is for Crossheart and stuff like that. Clear Agumon is there just so they can like hurt me with how many different types of Agumons there are. Oh, there's so many. And then, like, oh yeah, cool, you've got Angemon. That's also for Mastamon support.
So I quite like these random cards they chuck in, right? The only thing is, see if you can read a card and not your immediate reaction and say, oh, that's unplayable shite. I'm happy it's there, man. Because, like, not every card in the set needs to be direct support for a line that they're printing or trying to get over in this set, you know?
Yeah.
I like things being playable, though. It adds more things into the game.
Aye, like now in 3 sets time, when you've got Centaurumon in the back of your mind, you can go, get him in the deck, man, that would be insane. Like, see when they print a security effect rookie or something in yellow, you'll think of Centaurumon and you will pog out your damn gold.
Yeah.
If that security effect rookie ever comes over.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Oh, hold on a minute, there are 6 security rookies, they could be box toppers at some point.
Yeah.
One day.
Good fun.
Oh,
so
I feel like we need to bring this up, what's happening with RB1 in the UK. Or not in the UK, just in English regions in general.
I mean, we can touch on it quickly because it's big news, to be fair, for the set. Have a little quick interlude from the card reviews. We've stopped at yellow.
We're halfway. Let's talk about RB1 not having any fucking reprints in it.
Jesus Christ. Why?
Like,
Are you not going to buy a 36 card set? No?
Well, funnily enough, no.
They're making it... So, do you remember the premium sets they had for 1.5/1?
The one premium set they had.
Yeah, they're doing that with RB1 from the looks of things.
Yeah, so RB1, for those that aren't aware, is meant to be the first reprint set which contains cards from set 1 to set 5, and it is only cards that have seen genuine, pure tournament meta play, ranging from like your TK Tamer to your, I've forgotten every other card in the set, please help.
Magna
Magna
Angemon.
Basically just all good playable cards. And it's coming out in Japan, and Bandai have went, yes, you English players are going to get this, but you're not getting any reprints. Here's 36 cards based around Ghost Game, all of which suck.
Also, caveat though, right? Caveat: Bandai have no said this. The distributor has said this on their website.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, let's hope they change their mind, because this also means the security effect rookies are not in
now.
there.
They're in BT12 though, right?
They are BT12 box toppers, yes.
Finally.
But right,
They're
so the one sort of glimmering, tiny, faint light that might turn out to be an anglerfish off in the distance is that when Bandai print alternate arts, the alternate arts are never stated on the card packet. So if you look at a packet of like BT8 or whatever, it's like 100 whatever cards in the set, but there's actually say 110, there's actually 120 because there's 10 alt arts, but they don't say that because the alt arts are meant to be hidden and stuff like that. So there's a chance that that's going to be the case for RB1, but given it's Bandai, maybe not. Who knows?
I so want to believe that copium, but
yeah, I mean, so this seems like an absolutely insane decision, right? And the community has started getting their damn pitchforks in the air and burning down houses, right? Fair enough, because it's absolutely nuts, right? But so on Reddit, right, and Adam can attest to this because me and Adam and a bunch of other folk on the old Reddit have been sending emails to Bandai going, right, come on guys, what the hell's going on here?
Yes.
And Bandai's reply has basically been to copy and paste the same message to everyone, which is, we never said that was the case. We never said that you weren't getting the reprints.
I feel like they're backtracking, but if they
I'm
don't
fine with that. I'm fine. Bandai, if you're listening, which you're not, please backtrack.
Please backtrack.
Please give us the reprints. And right, so we'll probably talk about this a year or two down the line when this set comes out, if it comes out. There are maybe a half dozen cards that I would like to see reprinted so I can get. I've been playing the game since set 1. I have every card that I need. I don't have a problem with it. But for players that have started playing last month, they have 10 to 11 sets that they are never going to see access to unless they want to pay A, a ridiculous amount of money for singles, or B, a ridiculous amount of money for a box. It's not for the existing players, it's for new players. Please give it to them. The hobby needs to be accessible to everyone, not just people with money.
It's just a daft business decision, I think, to be honest.
Absolutely.
Because it's not even, like, let's be honest, right? Apart from like a Magna Angemon or maybe a Zwart Defeat, how many cards in this set are we like, oh, Pog, I'll finally be able to get my Demi Devimon for less than £2?
Yeah, I have everything.
Yeah, like we've all got the cards we need already. We've all been playing the game since release pretty much. And regardless, it's easy for us to pick up bits and bods. But see, if you're new to the game, it's such a barrier for entry to have to get like a £3 per card playset of everything or whatever, of if it's a playable card. So it makes it way more accessible, and it gives you a perfect product to point to for new players. Because a lot of new players are asking the question, oh, what pack do I buy? What's the best pack to buy when I'm starting the game out? And the right answer is do not buy packs, because
buy singles.
You're not going to be able to get a full deck for the packs. You have to buy everything. So yeah, buy singles. But finally, you could say buy Rise and Wind, because it gets you a lot of very playable cards, and it builds a very good solid basis for your collection.
Yeah.
So people want the fun of, opening packs and stuff and building up a collection. That's the perfect time for them to do it.
And Digimon has been, so with the Digimon secondary market, alt arts have always been expensive. That's always going to be the case. If you want to bling your deck out, it's going to cost you a bit of money or trades or whatever. But in terms of getting a tournament ready deck, with the exception of maybe like Mastemon or anything that plays like the old Magna Angemons and stuff like that, getting a deck together, you could get a solid deck for under £50, which is hard to say the same for any other sort of card game. One Piece right now, through the roof because there's hardly any stock. Pokemon, depends on the deck, but top meta decks tend to cost a lot. I can't attest to Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh, but I know that those are fairly pricey.
Hundreds of pounds for decks, right? Hundreds.
Yu-Gi-Oh always has a staple that's at least £100.
Yeah, so like this is a really affordable, great card game for people. The rules itself have gotten more complicated over time, absolutely, but have remained at their core fairly simple. It is a great card game, and we just don't want to see it get dragged down into the gutter because of poor marketing choices. Now, don't get me wrong, none of us have a degree in business, I believe, so we could be wrong. There could be some hidden strategy here, but maybe tell us what it is if that's the case, because you're really upsetting a lot of your players.
Yeah, give us more reason to buy sealed product, because there isn't a great amount of reason to buy sealed product apart from for the fun of it right there.
BT11 comes out in 7-8 days for us, and I've not heard of a single card being errated apart from one. When you compare that to EX3, which was a shit show, let's be honest.
It will come, mate. It will come. Stand by.
But there's only one errata so far, and it's Shoutmon and Starsword that's getting an errata because they fucking messed the translation up again. But that's it. That's all I've heard of so far, and I'm like, I'm in the Judge Discord. I see all these things as they happen, and I get access to all this shit. We're not seeing anything. It's not happening. So like, I'm hopeful that this set is going to have minimal issues, which is great.
Yeah, and if they don't give us the reprints, they'll have to change the code because RB stands for reprint booster.
Yep.
So
no, it stands for Ghost Game.
Yes.
Ghost Game.
Ghost Game.
Yeah, that's what it stands for, mate.
It stands for Wrecked Bozo.
Aye, that's us, man. The English speakers.
It stands for Ruin Your Business 101.
Bozo, man.
Right, but back to set 11, I guess. After that detail, we had to talk about it.
Let's move on to the green cards. So I'm going to talk a bit about the Bloomlord support briefly, and then I'll hand back over for the
Digimon,
Dinosaur,
Tyrannomon stuff. It's goated.
We might have missed. We've missed one deck though.
Have we?
We've missed an Angel Woman, but we can go back to her.
No, the Shoutmon stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we can go back to her as well, right?
We'll go back to Shout at the end because it's kind of multicolour.
Shouting Women deck we can go back to near the end.
Right, okay.
So Bloomlord continues to be a very strong deck. Of course it is, because it's fucking insane. Does it use the memory system? No, it just does whatever it wants to, and I am a big supporter of that deck, but it's a bit fucking obnoxious, let me tell you. And it gets a couple of new cards this set. So you've got your level 3 Palmon, start of your turn, draw one. You can play it out with all of Bloomlord's little dude's effects, and it gets Vegemon, 4 play cost, start of your turn, gain a memory, because that's what Bloomlords needs, more memory.
Kinda nice.
And yeah, like, you just slap these guys out on your field. I probably wouldn't use the Palmon because the deck draws like nuts anyway, but I would definitely use the Vegemon because 1, it's got a 4 play cost, which means Ultimate Flare cannot delete it, and 2, it's a good gain 1 memory card. You can never have enough memory in this memory resource system that definitely doesn't take advantage of it, am I right?
What memory resource?
Yeah, exactly. So
I know it's gone, man. It's gone. The only decks that play that are fair ones, like Sukamon, Etamon, that pays 4 to evolve into their shitty level 5.
But yeah, it's good. It's good Bloomlord support.
Other decks like that paying 0 to evolve into good level 5s, and I'm paying 4 to go into a shit one. What am I doing, man?
Yeah, it's good fun. Just join me in Bloomlord, mate.
I'm about to become the fucking Joker, man. I've waited for an Etamon deck since the start of the game, 2 fucking years, and they've done this to it, man. Oh dear.
Oh, they've murdered your boy.
Look at the massacred my boy, man. Jesus.
Baby boy.
But yeah, Vegemon's good. Put it in your deck. In your deck. As you can see on its card art, it's hoarding a lot of meat that's been grown in the meat farms from a Tyrannomon.
Yep. Another Digimon mold reference, because he was very hungry in the first game.
Yep.
Yes, he was. You know what else is being eaten by a Tyrannomon?
I don't know, he's always eating that meat.
Yeah. Cool. Well, do you want to talk about Tyrannomon?
Yes. So
I was trying to segue that into you.
well, do you know what? Right,
I've lost
Adam,
my
say the line
mind.
again. Say the line again.
Do you know what? Do you know what else gets eaten by a Tyrannomon?
Black War Greymon X, baby. Tyrannomon out here swinging over that asshole at a whopping, 16, 17k DP. There is a little thing in my head that says Tyrannomon could be kind of cracked this set, right? Now, I don't think it's likely to happen because I have seen one top with it in Japan, but it's a really interesting deck. And if the very best deck of this set didn't wipe your board of Tamers very easily, then I think this would actually be a nutty deck. It's very powerful. So we've got a lot of support in green this set that revolves around playing Tamers. That's actually the kind of theme of this set, I would say, in general, to be honest. There's a lot of new Tamers, a lot more emphasis on Tamers, and a lot of ways to play Tamers out for free. So the main benefit to this deck, right, is we've got a brand new Rust Tyrannomon, the Rusties, right? He is a 13 to play 13k DP level 6 with a cost of 5 to evolve over a green and a black. He is himself green and black, just like the chocolate. But his effect is when one of your Digimon would Digivolve into this card, for each green or black Tamer you have in play, reduce the cost by 1. Now, it's really easy to evolve into this if you're not fighting Black War Greymon and he's not blowing up your whole board of Tamers. It's very easy to evolve into this card for 1 or even 0 sometimes. It's actually insane. And his effect is his only effect, all turns once per turn. When this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle, unsuspend this Digimon. The main synergy we have with this effect is the new Metal Tyrannomon they've printed. This card is very, very nice. It's a great centerpiece for the deck. But again, he has a 4 cost to evolve into over a green or black level 4, 8k DP, and he has the epic effect on play when Digivolving. For each green or black Tamer you have in play, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Then one of your opponent's suspended Digimon cannot unsuspend during your opponent's next unsuspend phase. So there's a great stalling element there. If you suspend their Black War Greymon, going to pass to their turn, and they're going to have to wait till your unsuspend phase to be able to unsuspend the boy again. So you're stalling them nicely. But the main gimmick here is you're going to suspend their full ass board because you've played loads of Tamers, and then you're going to go into the Rusty, and you're going to do so for very cheap. Then you're going to swing over the boy, and you're going to proc the Metal Tyrannomon's inherited effect, which is when this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. Very powerful, especially when you consider you're probably going to be running the old Tiger, who has the effect, give all of your Digimon with Tyrannomon in their name piercing. So you're going to delete something, you're going to trash the top security card, and then you're going to also pierce for 1. Then you're also going to unsuspend with the Rusty, and you're going to swing again. So that's 1, 2, 3 checks. Very nice. And you could also double dip with the swinging over things and piercing effect, because Metal does suspend multiple things if you've got multiple Tamers out. Now, the other thing we're talking about is getting very high levels of DP, right? If we go down to the rookie of this deck, we've got Agumon. So Agumon is on play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add 1 Tamer card among them to your hand, place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. He's a 1k DP, free to play, green rookie. His on-play effect, a little ass, but the main reason why it's not a ridiculously good searcher is because it has the inheritable that is not normally seen on searchers. Your turn, while you have a Tamer in play, as Digimon gains 2k DP. Very easy to fulfill, especially in this deck, and a pretty good sizable chunk of DP gain there. This is how your Rusty, that is already 13k to start off, is going to be hitting the upper echelons of 15, 17k DP quite easily. The level 4 of the deck is a Tyrannomon. This is a green-red card, unlike the green-black cards that we're seeing a lot of here. He has 5 to play, 5k DP, and 3 to evolve over a green or red level 3. He has the effect on play or when Digivolving. you may play one Tamer card with a play cost of 3 or less from your hand without paying its memory cost. So that is most likely going to be used to play a Taiga out. The new Taiga we'll look at in a second, but the Tyrannomon does have the same inheritable as the Agumon, gains 2k your turn while you've got a Tamer in play. So if we quickly read the Taiga, this is going to be one of your best targets to play with the Tyrannomon. Not that many powerful 3-cost Tamers in green that I can think of. There's a handful of okay ones, and if I'm being honest, while they look a little bit weak at first hand, I'm looking at cards like the original Taiga, this new Taiga, Willis, and the green Izzy. You know, the one that when you suspend something, gain a memory. They're not that great, but when you put them into this deck, they actually seem a lot more palatable. So the new Taiga effect is your turn, all of your Digimon gain 1k DP. Very, very nice. I mean, that was the old red tie, which was a little shit, kind of playable. Gained all your Digimon 1k and it was a 2 cost. So for the extra 1 memory here, we get the effect. Your turn, when one of your Digimon, green Digimon with Digivolve into a level 5 or higher card, you may suspend this Digimon to reduce the cost by 1. Now, the main synergy with that, of course, is letting us evolve into our Metal Tyrannomon for free. And, you know, it's actually quite easy for us to stack up a lot of Tamers in this deck. You know, you've got the old EX1 Tyrannomon that lets you hard play a Taiga if you've not got one in play. And we've also got the new level 5 Pangiamon. Pangiamon is treated as Leomon. He has 7k DP. He is free to evolve over a green or blue level 4. And there's the effect. When Digivolving, you may play a blue or green Tamer card with a play cost of 4 or less from your hand without paying its memory cost. Very powerful. You can hit something like a Mimi off of this. And I actually think one of the best things about this deck, obviously outside the Black War Greymon matchup, is just by going up the line, you get so much value that when your card dies, you're not really that upset about it. You go into Pangiamon, you play a Mimi, you know, you tap the Mimi, you've got another egg out, you evolve into something, your Tyrannomon's played a Taiga. You've developed a lot of value here, and they can't really shut your tempo off because you've just hatched an egg. Mimi is utterly insane in this deck. So it's pretty Tamer focused, really interesting. And there's kind of 2 halves to the deck. There's a kind of Digimon half to the support, and there's a kind of Tyrannomon half to it. The 2 kind of merge nicely in some areas and kind of crash in others. The most success I've had is like a straight up Tyrannomon deck and a straight up Digimon deck that runs a little bit of the Tyrannomon stuff, like the Metal Tyrannomon and the level 4 Tyrannomon. You might be wondering, what the hell is Digimon? Well, Digimon is one of the old school goats from Digimon World 1. This set seems to have a lot of Digimon World 1 isms in it. Digimon's effect is he is an 11k DP green level 6 Digimon, 11 cost to play, and he's going to evolve for 3 over a level 5 green or black, like the chocolate. And is when Digivolve in effect, which is not the main reason you're running them, but it is kind of nice. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You may play 1 Tamer card from among them without paying its memory cost. Place the remaining cards in the top or bottom of your deck in any order. So that's nice as well. We finally get to pick if we want the cards to go back to the top or the bottom. There is another card that has that effect in this set. But Digimon's main effect is when attacking once per turn. For each green or black Tamer card you have in play, reveal the top card of your deck. You may play any number of green or black Digimon among them with a cost of 10 or less total without paying their memory cost. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. So this is actually just nuts. On average, again, not Black War Greymon, I'm having like 3 or 4 Tamers on board quite easily by the time I'm into a Digimon. You know, you can run like the Terriermon from EX2, which on play gains your memory. There's some really crazy turn 2 plays you can get where you've got a Terriermon or 2 out, you're playing Tamers, you're gaining memory, you're drawing cards off the new Green Egg Tanimon, which is just your turn when you play a Green Tamer, draw one. So you're not running out of cards, you're getting lots of value. And then Digimon's playing some really great cards off the top. And again, it's kind of like, okay, so you swing with Digimon, you play out some Digimon, if you've got Pangiamon, he actually has the inheritable. When you play another Digimon by an effect, one of your Digimon gains Rush as well. So it's just really aggressive, really fast, develops a lot of value. Makes me so sad that Blackmore Greymon is as good as it is, and that Hades Force was ever printed to begin with. We'll talk about that later, because this seems so powerful to me. I mean, what do you guys think?
I don't know. Like,
You don't know? It seems broken, brother.
Like, I was a big Rust Tyrannomon fan back in set 3 and set 4. I played quite a lot of it, but like, this just feels like they're not like the best card in the line is the level 4 Tyrannomon. I don't like the Metal Tyrannomon. I think it's kind of garbage, and I would prefer to run the old Metal Tyrannomon. And like, I don't.
What one?
The one that lets you unsuspend whenever you delete a level 6. I'd rather run.
I think that's so mid.
I'd rather run the old Rust Tyrannomon that lets you attack unsuspended, because that's really necessary in today's sort of meta. And Rust Tyrannomon, I don't think it's. I think it's all right as well. Like, I like the Digimon. I think that's cool.
The Digimon's great, man. I mean, they're kind of separate. The man's got his big ass toes out. All of his toes are about as big as a normal human toe would be, just so you can visualize that. I mean, honestly, man, when I first read the Tyrannomon cards, I was like, these are quite ass. But I feel like you have to actually play them to get used to how cracked they are, and how well everything synergizes together. Like, see that play of going into that Metal Tyrannomon, suspending one of your tamers, and going into it for 3, suspending anything you want on the field, because this is the key part, right? Is it suspends it, so you don't need that effect to attack anything, because you're already suspending the Digimon you want to kill, and then going into Rust Tyrannomon for 3 quite a lot of the time, or 2 memory or something like that, not passing turn. This is the key cut-off point the deck has, managing to get into the Metal Tyrannomon and then get into the Rust Tyrannomon for 3. Swinging over it, trashing security, piercing people, having crazy DPs so you can just walk over anything because it's already a big 13k body. It's really interesting, man, but like I say, I don't think it's going to make waves or anything. It's just what could have been if Blackmore Greymon wasn't the absolute raid boss that it is.
So I was on the same train as you, Adam. This deck looks fucking gash. Then I seen Callum testing it, and
oh yeah.
I seen you testing it. I was like, holy! You like just spat out. I think four tamers. I think I seen you spat out in one turn.
Yeah,
which was just insane. But it is. If Blackmore didn't exist, and if Death X didn't exist, because that's not seeing play right now, just because we're in an OTK decks.
Yeah.
If those weren't seeing play, Death X would.
Death X would utterly shit on this deck because they'd be playing it for 0 every time.
Plus, I don't think you have the rookie that stops cost reduction.
No, green. Not in green, you don't know.
So you'd have to tech one of those in to protect yourself.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully, Death X isn't really predicted to be that big a card this set. But like you say, if Blackmore Grey wasn't that big a threat, maybe it would be a bigger thing to take in. It is nuts that they can play it for free, but the other thing is, like I say, as long as you kind of do a little bit of protecting, you keep a body or 2 on board, you can play around the Death X because you've already made such value by going up the stack already. I sound like such a crackpot talking about this deck. I'm like, by the way, they can clear your whole board and play Death X for 0, but it's not actually that big a deal, I swear. But yeah, it's a real interesting one for me.
You other thing in green? There's like only color to get 3 vanillas this set. Only color to have 3 vanillas. Every other color has 2 or less.
The vanillas.
We love vanillas.
Midoki. Yeah. We've got Midoki Betamon. We've got Ogreymon, and we've got Digitamamon, who is an epic Digimon World 1 reference.
So here's the other thing I want to say. Are you sure they're all Digimon World 1 references in green? Because Titamon is next order.
Yeah,
his background is
Rust Tyrannomon is Digimon World 3, so is Taiga.
Yeah.
They're from Digimon World Encoded or digitized, decode, or whatever the hell it's called.
This could technically be the Digimon from Next Order as well, because he's in both games.
It could be. It's just Digimon has like the same role in every game he's in. He's just old man who is old and he protects the babies.
He is my goat. Digimon World's son accidentally made the most OP Digimon by just letting a poor Unimon de-Digivolve up and down for years. Yeah, is that everything? Oh, right. We should probably mention what the Titamon does because we've not talked about it.
Oh yeah, let's mention Big Titamon.
Good old eye crotch.
Yep. Yeah. He's
yeah, true.
Purple. Bit weird. Don't you think?
What?
Green purple is a bit strange, don't you think?
I think
they're doing it with
it makes sense because the OG one was pop. Well, so the very OG one was green, right? The 12K vanilla guy, and then they started making him purple, right? When he had like the trash from hand effect.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. It's kind of interesting.
It's not a good card though.
It seems kind of okay. This is one I can read and not immediately go utter garbage, man. Get this out of my sight.
The only thing I can think on it is you discard 3 Nidhogg and gain 3 memory off of it.
Oh
and then
boy.
Memory for everything you suspend.
If there's enough cards, so but quickly, the effect of this Digimon, right, is he's 4 to go and he's 12k DP, level 6. Green purple can evolve over both those colours. He's got piercing, and his effect is when Digivolving, you may trash up to 3 cards in hand. For each card trashed by this effect, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, then gain a memory for each of your opponent's suspended Digimon. So not bad. I think it's not bad as well, right? I mean, decent to remove things if they've got a wide board. This might be broken in Versatile Aramon because then you can swing over. No, I'm joking. But I just don't think you've got a wide enough board these days to get value off the effect. I'm not sure, I might be wrong here, but I don't think there's any real way to, unsuspend it again. So you're going to struggle to get the value by swinging over multiple things.
Yeah, probably. I just thought it was an interesting card.
Yeah, there is another interesting green card that I've just thought, oh my lord, that's synergy for days.
Why it got printed.
Have you read? Are you talking about? Are you thinking what I'm thinking, Bryce?
Is it Hercules Cabateri X?
No. So I was going to talk about Poison Powder quickly.
Poison Powder's good.
Poison Powder is ass, right? But in the Titamon deck, it goes hard. Poison Powder is 3 cost green option card. When you would use this card, if you have a green tamer in play, reduce the cost by 1, right? Its effect is all of your opponent's Digimon gain all turns when this Digimon becomes suspended, lose a memory until the end of your opponent's turn, right? So this card is the hard copium of the world's shittest Ice Wall, is how I would describe this card.
That card is what Ice Wall should have been.
Yeah.
Card's great.
Ice Wall.
Poison Powder's great. Love it.
Mate, you have to spend 2 to get the damn effect off.
Aye.
This is like the amount of hoops you have to jump through to make this as good as Ice Wall is fucking
way
ridiculous.
To pass your turn with and give them 1 memory. Great, love it.
No, isn't it? Because they get 2 swings off them before they pass turn.
Aye, they're getting 2 swings anyway, but this way they're losing memory.
Mate, that's shite.
You're shite. Poison Powder OP.
This is ass, bro.
Poison Powder, one of the worst cards I've ever seen.
Poison Powder OP.
Poison Powder, right? Again, it follows my good card printing philosophy of I can read it and not go, okay, this is fucking the worst card I've ever seen, right? You can, like Adam's doing, right? See if you can read a card and jump through some hoops to make it sound good to yourself. Then I feel like that's
Poison
a nice card.
Powder
I think
OP.
it's interesting. It's not OP, bro. It's going to be ass, right? But I'm happy it's there.
Speaking of ass, Hercules Cavaterimon X, this card, honestly, isn't awful.
I agree.
It's 1 from Hercules Cavaterimon, security +1, when digivolving, if you have the Hercules Cavateri or X antibody in its traits, return a suspended to bottom.
It's just Hydramon, but infinitely worse.
I was thinking this as well, man. I was like, imagine you built a version that goes into Hercules Caputerimon instead of the Hydrassi and all that. It's just much more ass.
Here's my question, though. What are you meant to put this on? Because they've never printed a good Hercules.
Yeah, they've all sucked.
The green starter deck one was good back in the day.
It was actually, yeah, but it's not anymore.
He's got piercing Digiverse to suspend a guy.
Big shout out to Bandai for going, oh fuck, we forgot about Green X antibody stuff. Here's a Here's Hercules Kabuterimon.
Excuse
You
me?
don't care about Grandis Coagamon.
They
You want
forgot about
Hercules
green X
Kabuterimon.
antibody.
Yeah, for like the OG guys.
Kabuteri line gets shafted so hard.
It absolutely does, man.
And like the cactus line. just
Togemon,
gets
I
shafted.
love Togemon. Big,
Pokemon get
big
Togemon, that's
stupid
funny.
punching bastard. I love him.
Yeah, do we want to talk about the other green options? They're kind of meh. That's about it.
Aye,
Buster
so
Dive,
quickly
OP,
touch on your
Buster
bloody
Dive,
Buster
OP.
Dive, man. It's ass, bro. So Buster Dive is. I can't even think of a fucking scenario when this card is useful, right? Oh no, wait, I can, but it's such a ridiculous stretch. Stretch Armstrong. So this card is a green 4-cost option, right? It's got Tyrannomon headbutting the shit out of Greymon. We love to see it. When you use this card, if you've got a green tamer in play, reduce the cost by 1. So we're following the tamer theme, right? So you could play it for free if you've got a green tamer. Very easily done. Right? Main effect. One of your Digimon gains 5k DP and rush for the turn. Then one of your Digimon may attack your opponent's Digimon. Right? So it's kind of like a nice blitz feature there. Now, the only scenario I can think of where you would ever want to play this would be if you get Digimon out and you swing the Digimon, you play Metal Tyrannomon, and it susses something because it's got the on-play sus something for each tamer you've got, and then you Buster Dive it to boost it to like 13k DP. You could probably get a 14k, with Tiger. And then you pass your turn and it swings and boops whatever the hell it's just suspended. But man, that's such a fucking stretch. It's not even funny.
Yeah, like, here's a 4-cost option that gives your guy rush, even though playing this option will definitely pass your turn.
Yeah. I would rather take 4 Bushiagumon than run that card.
Yeah.
It's the other. I hate it, right? Because
I'd rather
the biggest issue is the bigger you get more payoff, the bigger the Tyrannomon goes for this effect. But also, the bigger the Tyrannomon goes, the less likely it is to matter that you're going to even be able to kill something with it. And you also have to have something suspended, and it gives. Oh, it's just annoying, man.
See, if you're considering playing 4 Buster Dive, instead consider playing 2 Machinedramon and 2 Attack of the Heavy Mobile Digimon. You'd see more success.
Slip under 2 Metal Tyrannomon, and then you get the rush.
You have no idea how much I've been wanting to take that in a deck. When I first saw those were released, it's such an awful combo. But I was like, nah, bro, Justimon, I'm going to take this in.
Mate.
Raiden
Raiden one was garbage.
That does beg the question, though. You're going to be talking about Machinedramon soon, Bryce, but would you take that Metal Tyrannomon into Machinedramon?
Absolutely, that's a 2-ovid Machinedramon.
Cool, good to know.
It is cracked.
So
Metal Tyrannomon.
We've been avoiding it, but it's about to come. We're talking about black, and with that comes the Black War.
Boo! Everyone get your hisses out in the chat.
But we'll talk a bit about Galactimon.
Tell people what it does.
We'll talk a bit about Galactimon first, because that's way more simple. So Galactimon is it's one of the secret rares of the set. It's a level 6, and it is another one of these swarm decks. You know, we had Eosmon that you could play as many Eosmons as you wanted to. The level 4. We had the Searcher that lets you play as many whatever Searchers as you want to, and now we've got Vemmon. Vemmon is one of the bad guys from one of the Digimon World games, I believe. You can have up to 50 cards of Vemmon. It's Vem, double M, not NM. And Vemmon's main effect is by suspending this Digimon, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 Snatchmon, that's the level 4, 1 Destramon, which is the level 5, 1 Galactimon, or Fusionize, which is the option card, from among them to your hand, and place 1 Vemmon from among them at the bottom of this Digimon's Digivolution cards. Return the rest of them to the bottom deck. It's inherited as when this Digimon would Digivolve into Destramon or Galactimon, reduce the memory cost by 1, and obviously because you're stacking a bunch of these level 3s under each other, you're going to be reducing the cost a lot. The Snatchmon does, when Digivolving, place up to 2 Vemmon from your trash to the bottom of this Digimon's Digivolution cards, and then if it's got 4 or more Vemmon and its Digivolution cards. Return a Fusion Eyes from your trash to your hand. Its inherited effect is when you return a Venmon from this Digimon's Digivolution cards to the bottom of your deck, you get to unsuspend it and it gains blocker. The
Nice.
Destramon, it digivolves, so it can digivolve for a cost of 5 from Snatchmon. It can also digivolve directly from a Vemon for a digivolve cost of 6. And it's got a when digivolving skill of reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add a Venmon to the bottom. I keep saying Venmon, but Vemon is so hard to say.
Venmon.
It is
Venmon.
Venmon. It should be Venmon.
Venmon.
No, it's really not
Venomon.
It should be Ven Mommy, right?
Oh,
Right, so
please don't.
you place one Ven Mommy from among them at the bottom of this Digimon's Digivolution cards, trash the rest, and then if it's got 5 or more Venmons in its sources, delete one of your opponent's tamer with no cost, just any tamer. And then it's inherited is when one of your opponent's Digimon attacks, you can return 2 Venmon mommies from the Galactimon's Digivolution cards to the bottom of your deck to switch the attack to target to this Digimon. That's a once per turn effect. And Galactimon's big daddy, big boy rocket cock, whatever the fuck it looks like. It's a weird card art, man. Secret rare. It digivolves 9 from a Snatchmon, so that's your level 4. Not from a Venmon. Or a 6 cost from a level 5. When digivolving, place up to 4 Ven Mommies from your trash at the bottom of this Digimon's Digivolution cards. Then, if this Digimon has 8 or more Ven Mommies in its Digivolution cards, delete one of your opponent's Digimon. Cool. All turns, if it would leave play, you can prevent it from leaving play by trashing, or not trashing, by returning 4 Ven Mommies from this Digivolution cards to the bottom of the deck, and start of your main phase, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. So basically, you flood the field, you go into a lot your guys for a lot of reduced cost, and then eventually you get out your Galactimon, and it never leaves the field ever, unless something happens. But it cannot, so this gets around things like chaos degradation as well, because it's just preventing it from leaving play. Being put to the top of a security stack is leaving play, so that would count. And then it just starts like swinging fuck out of things. You've got the Fusion Eyes option card. It's a black option for 1 cost. If you've got a Snatchmon in play, it reduces the cost by 1, so it becomes a 0 cost. And by placing 1 Venmommy or Destramon from your trash at the bottom of one of your Digimon's Digivolution cards, one of your Digimon may digivolve into 1 Destramon or Galactimon in your trash by paying its memory cost. So, like, basically you just keep funneling Venmons or Venmons under other Venmons until you can go into your Snatchmon for free, your Destramon for free, and then just start getting out your Galactimon. Honestly, the deck is that cut and paste. You don't tend to add another couple of like things into it. You just play like 20 Vemons, as many as you can of the Snatchmon, Destramons, etc. The Galactimon's a 4 cost, 4 Fusion Eyes. You can add in maybe like an Izzy or something for a memory setter, just so you've got that, but it's not 100% necessary. But yeah, it's basically just slap out guys, bring out big guy, hopes big guy never leaves the field because it shouldn't, and you get enough checks in. Nothing in the deck gives it security attack +1 or anything like that, so it's kind of annoying. It's a bit slower, but it does have the trasher, opponent's security stack sort of thing. So it's kind of cool. I like it.
It's really
What do you guys think?
man. I would like to play this deck a lot, but it's one of these high-end, like, secret, you need 4 secrets to play it. The deck doesn't look like it's actually going to be ridiculously meta-relevant, so it's probably going to be, I've had a hazard a guess, it's probably going to be a low tier 2, high tier 3 job, perhaps. But it doesn't look like it's going to do a whole lot. It just looks like it's going to be really fun, and it seems like it's going to be similar to Mother, in the regard that, certain people are saying it's similar to Mother because you can include up to 50 Vem Mommies in your deck, right? But the reason I think it's similar to Mother is it's kind of just got like a consistent win condition. You kind of just wait, the time racks up, and then you slowly build to your big guy who wins you the game.
Yeah, so it's a good deck.
Biggest problem I can see is minusing. That's about it.
Yeah.
I know.
But
Also, I think the deck will be fairly cheap because I don't think the deck's going to do very well. It's just it costs too much in this meta to like. I know they reduce their costs, but it just costs so much to play things.
Yeah.
So the deck will at least be fairly cheap to build. So
there's it's going to be quite hard, man, to predict the prices of things in this set because both of the secrets are kind of mid. Like Rena is a good card, but the Vidramon line is not going to be incredible. You know, it's a tier 2 deck, and then the Galactamon one's also going to be kind of mid. So it might be another set like BT8 where the SRs tend to be like a bit more expensive and the secrets are a bit cheaper. It's hard to tell right now.
Yeah. So finally, it's time. We're going to talk a bit about Black War Greymon. The cards, it got some, it released in set 8 with the Black War Greymon card, and it was a alright deck. It kind of focused more on blocking and stuff. And then Gaiomon came out, its X-Antibody option, and gave it the aggression it needed. It won London Regionals, which I judged at, and it was fun to watch. It was a mirror match in the finals, which was super fun. And it's getting even more support now in BT11, and the support... The deck was already tier 1. It is now tier 0 and a half. It is crazy. Yeah. You've got Agumon X Antibody, right? So the Agumon's X Antibody is your searcher on play when Digivolving. Get a Greymon an X Antibody and a Black Tamer. But its all turns effect is it can stop leaving play if you return an X Antibody in this Digimon's Digivolution cards to the bottom of your deck. So basically, you run a couple of X Antibody options, and that's your new protection effect. You still run some of the old protection effects, but this is your new one. And instead of trashing your own sources that have good inheritables, you trash your X Antibody option instead. But you don't even trash it, it just goes to the bottom of your deck, which means you might see it again. You've got... Sorry.
This guy's nae bad. Like, he's okay, but the thing is, there's kind of a split between the Black War Greymon builds. There's the infinitely more successful red version, and people don't run this card that much because he only evolves over a black level 2, so you have to evolve him over your Agumon if you want to run a red base.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then we move into your Greymon X Antibody. Now, we all know what the other Greymons and stuff do, so we're not going to talk about them, otherwise we will be here all day. But this card is ridiculous. Remember that card that came out as a promo, Deltamon, that lets you reduce the Digivolution cost when you go into a 2-color by 2? Yeah, well, they decided to print that on a feckin' Greymon card and make the deck even stronger. Digimon, Greymon X Antibody, it digivolves 0 from a Greymon and 3 from a level 3 black or red, and it's got a your turn effect. When this Digimon would digivolve into a card with Greymon in its name, reduce that Digivolution cost by 1 for each colour of that card. Now, you're obviously going to go into the old Metal Greymon that lets you de-digivolve and pop a 3k or less, so instead of that being a 4 cost, which primarily slowed the deck down a bit, it's now a 2 cost.
Yep, 2 costs on an absolutely insane level 4.
It's got the same...
then you're also evolving on an insane level 5, sorry. And, you're evolving into this Greymon X Antibody for 0. It's just seems legit, Bandai. Yep. I'm glad Etamon costs 4 to evolve into. Cheers.
Greymon X Antibody has the same effect as Agumon X Antibody inherited. Bin an X Antibody option to the bottom of your deck and stop it from leaving play. Or rather, stop it from being deleted and stop it from being returned to hand or deck. It can still be Chaos degraded. That's the one thing this deck is not being, it cannot avoid. Unless, of course, you play that little option card called Kongu, which the deck plays. We're going to talk about the Metal Greymon X Antibody. So, digivolving 1 from a Metal Greymon until the end of your opponent's turn, your opponent's effects cannot reduce this Digimon's DP, and it cannot be de-digivolved. And then if you've got a Metal Greymon or an X Antibody in its cards, which you will do, delete a 6k or less DP. So let me repeat this for all you guys. Let's say you've got a Greymon in Raising, right? You and your opponent's given you 3 memory, or your memory setter has given you 3 memory. The standard for Digimon, what was now a multi-turn process, has become a single-turn process. You bring your Greymon out and evolve into your Greymon X antibody for 0. You then evolve into your Metal Greymon for a reduced cost, making it 2. You then evolve for 1 into your Metal Greymon X antibody. You're now at 0 memory. And then you evolve into your Black War Greymon. But there's also a little card that lets you gain memory when you cross-evolve called Cool Boy. So it's not only free to Digivolve, it's gonna gain you memory. What the fuck were they thinking? Metal Greymon X antibodies inherited effect is when this on your opponent's turn, once per turn, thank god it's once per turn, when a Digimon becomes unsuspended, if this Digimon's name contains Greymon or Omnimon, why the fuck wouldn't it contain Greymon or Omnimon? You're not playing Phoenixmon with it. Trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. So basically, when any Digimon becomes unsuspended on your opponent's turn, your opponent's security goes by.
Aye.
You then evolve.
So the main disgusting thing about this quickly is like Adam says, you can be set to 3 and then end on the level 6. But you can also be set to 2 and then end on a level 6 on turn 2 of the game with just a level 4 in your raising area. So that's yippee.
So
disgusting.
We talked about Bloomlord doing the memory shenanigans quite a few times, but what Bloomlord doesn't do is do anything on your opponent's turn apart from Hydramon, which is usually it's a bit harder to get out. Black War just does shit constantly. Your turn, your opponent's turn, fuck them playing the game. I'm sounding really salty about this. This is the main deck I'm playing for BT11.
I'm really salty about this, man.
It's just fucking ridiculous. So, like, cool. You've got Metal Greymon X antibody out for your reduced cost, whatever. You then go into your Black War Greymon and pop some Tamers or pop some Digimon. You get to swing at something that's unsuspended. Remember, that's also a keyword for the Metal Greymon effect. And then unsuspend, and then go into your and then you want to swing again, because Black War Greymon X antibody is all your opponent's turn effects. So we'll talk about that in a second. So you've swung twice, you've popped a bunch of guys, they can get fucked already, but you're not done. You go into Black War Greymon X antibody. This is why you're playing the X antibody option and stuff like that, just in case you need to go into this from the Metal Greymon X antibody directly. So okay, this card has Reboot. Great. It's now also got 2 of your opponent's turn effects. So, first opponent's turn effect, once per turn, is when your opponent's Digimon with the highest DP attacks, you may switch the target of the attack to this Digimon. So, you know that raid effect we were talking about that earlier on for Birds and Beasts? Yeah, it's the opposite for Black War Greymon. You can force them to attack you, and Black War Greymon's a big 13k DP guy. They're probably going to die. The second opponent's turn effect is when a Digimon becomes unsuspended, if this Digimon has Black War Greymon or X antibody in its Digivolution cards, just fucking kill something that they've got out with the lowest play cost. Delete one of their guys. So you've swung twice with Black War Greymon, you've evolved into Black War Greymon X antibody, finally passing your godforsaken 3-hour-long turn. You've rebooted, which triggers the opponent's turn. Delete something effect, because reboot happens during your opponent's unsuspend phase. So something of theirs is dead. If they then bring something out, the fuck are they swinging at security? Are they fuck? They're swinging at your Black War Greymon, and they're dying to it more than likely. Super fun.
I'll be swinging into it with a rusty Tyrannomon and kicking his ass.
So does the
Metal Grey
now they're
well,
like now you
reboot.
guys? Oh yeah, the Metal Grey gives it. What is it? Oh yeah.
Security.
Yeah.
So you just reboot and trash one.
Yeah, reboot, trash one. So swing it there, guys, all you want. You're still trashing their security at the end of the day. And you guys must be like, wow, that's really strong. I hope he didn't get any extra support. Well, you'd be fucking wrong there, wouldn't you? So you've got Yuya Kuga, which is one of the sneaky-looking antagonists from one of the Digimon World games. Start of your turn, she's a memory setter. So you get set to 3. See that 3 memory that lets you do a bunch of things? Holy fuck. And then, guess what? Its Yuya's main effect is your turn. When one of your Digimon digivolves into a Digimon with Greymon in its name, by suspending this tamer, that Digimon gets plus 2k until the end of your opponent's turn. So you know that 13k Black War Greymon X antibody that you're about to swing into? It's now 15k. Maybe it's 17k. Fuck, it might be 19k if you've got 3 out.
It's alright though, right? Because, I mean, that's basically like a reverse hero. Hero, you know, one of the most widely played tamers in the game. So that's fairly balanced, right? It stops there.
No. I'm sorry, no. There's still more. If it did digivolve into a same level Digimon, then that Digimon isn't affected by the effects of your opponent's option cards until the end of your opponent's turn. So see that Chaos degrade that only Kongu prevents? Well, I fucking lied to you. This tamer specifically for Black War prevents it. It is immortal on the field. It cannot be deleted by any option cards. If something else would try to remove it, you can trash an X antibody in your sources to prevent that from happening. And not to mention, if you attack, you're going to swing into the Black War itself, probably killing you. Get fucked. But we're not done. There's one more card, and it's called Hades Force. First of all, they've been very nice. It's a 7-cost card, but wait, if you've got a Digimon, if you've got a Digimon with X antibody in its Digivolution cards, it becomes a 5-cost. Now, here's the fun thing: this is a 4 copies of it in your deck for mainly the main effect. Choose any number of your opponent's Digimon and Tamers whose total play cost adds up to the play cost of one of your Digimon with Greymon in its name that's currently in play or less, and delete them. Cool. So that Black War Greymon X antibody is... where's it gone? 13k.
Play cost.
So see all those fucking Tamers that Tyrannomons just shat out? They're gone. That's deleting 3, 4, maybe 5 Tamers and a bunch of Digimon. Your field is gone, your Tamers are gone, you're not allowed to play the game. But don't worry, that's not all, because why wouldn't it be? Then one of your Digimon with Greymon in its name may attack your opponent. Wow!
Very epic, Bandai. Cheers. Why does it cost 5? Why does it blow up so many Tamers at once? Why can it choose between Tamers and Digimon? Why can you attack afterwards as well? There's so many whys. It's like it's the opposite of the whys. Like, if you want to tell me the same people that designed these cards designed the Etamon cards, I will call you a damn liar. Because how the hell was the guy going like that? Right, we need to make these things balanced. We need to give these 1-cost evolutions more than they should be and shit like that. But the guy's like, oh no, right, like, we'll give this guy all these effects for a ridiculously cheap and efficient cost. It's nuts.
So that's the end of me losing my mind. What do you guys think about this deck?
Deserved. It's
true.
Nah, so I've been playing Black War since set 8. That deck was awful. I didn't like what they did to it in set 9. Bored the fuck out of me.
Oh, I loved it. That's when I started playing it.
I thought it was Pog, man.
I just don't like the Gaio stuff, but this is too much.
It's insane. Like, if you are playing a fun deck and someone reveals Black War to you, just do something better with your time.
Go next, man. Go get a KFC
go
or
get McDonald's.
And take a break.
Yeah, go have a wank. Go fucking do what the fuck ever you want, because you're not winning that game.
Hades Force says crush their soul.
The one redeemable thing about this deck is that they made the Agumon X antibody, Greymon X antibody, and Metal Greymon Virus X antibody specifically for the card game, which I think is super cool. But then they used it and made it to fuck everyone over.
That's why it's so OP. They had to design them themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like, don't get me wrong, I like the deck, I like the effects, I'm a big Metal Greymon, sort of War Greymon, Black War Greymon fan anyway. Super cool. I'm going to play the deck. I don't tend to play at massive competitive events anyway. I tend to judge at them. But oh boy, this is going to be fun to watch people get fucking raging at.
Yeah. And I'll say something here, guys. And I've not mentioned this to either of the co-hosts here, right? I'm not going to Worlds. I've changed my mind. Right?
No!
I'm not going to finals. And one of the big reasons why is because this deck is fucking insane, right? I've not tested enough against particularly this deck to be confident, knowing that this deck is going to be like approaching tier 0 this format. And other than that as well, it's also like 200 quid it's probably going to cost me to go there and get my ass clapped by Blackward Greymon X. So I think I would rather just pay 5 quid for a train to get into Glasgow and go to locals instead of bloody spending my whole ass weekend to get my cheeks clapped by insanely broken tier 0 deck that we've not worked the counter out for yet.
Oh, that's gutting.
Come to Glasgow on the day of Bremen.
I will, but yes, going to Glasgow, that's where the real party will be.
But no, it's a shame to hear you're not going, but
it's just nuts, man. Like, and then the other thing is, so that if there's one delay, it's just going to be a massive pain in the ass. And then the other thing is, I've got, like I said before, I've got a couple of days of training and work before I go. So it's like, I'm going to have to get up here. I'll probably not have any of the cards because I'm in work the week all the pre-releases are starting. I'm going to have to fucking run my ass all about Bremen trying to get Etamons willing to pay €5 each. And, you know, it's going to be a massive pain in the ass. It's going to cost loads. And then everyone's just going to be playing fucking Blackward Greymon. And I don't know if I can be arsed with that, to be honest. So 30 quid L for my ticket, I guess.
Good dream. On that note, though, how long do we think before the ban list gets revealed? Because obviously, they're not going to implement a new ban list during set 11. They don't like to put ones in mid-set.
Yeah, they do.
I get 3 weeks.
They reveal them mid-set. They don't go into effect till the end of the set. So yeah, how long do we think after the set's revealed?
Sub 1 month.
Yeah, and I think it'll be quick, and it'll be the Metal Greymon that gets hit for one thing.
It'll be Greymon himself.
It'll be Greymon X, right? I guarantee you Greymon X gets hit, right? I would fucking love if Cool Boy got limited to 1 as well, because that card's just absolutely nuts, man. I've spoken about it before. It's absolutely insane.
And if they're looking at my wish list, hit Wear Garuda just for my sake. But
agreed.
If they just hit Cool Boy, Wear Garuda is fine, I think.
No, I don't care. Kill it with fire.
Listen, Blackward Grey kills Melga because they can't fucking do anything because they can't bounce it and they just make a giant guy who blocks it all its shit. I think Melga can, in a lucky turn, outspeed it before it reaches Blackmore. Bro, what are you talking about? It skips a whole ass evolution phase. At least Melga has to pay 3 memory to go into fucking Wear Garuda one. This deck pays fucking 2 for its level 5.
I think Melga will have a chance, but we should move on to the next, the last deck in black, I think.
Yeah, Machine Dramon.
Yes. Yeah, baby, man. And now this might be the deck that this is the first set I've had, right, where I'm really in a toss-up between what deck I want to play, right? I want to play Digimon really badly. I want to play a bit of Tyrannomon. Really want to play the Etamon stuff, so I might try and make that work. And the other deck that I'm really, really enjoying at the minute, and I might make my main deck, is Machine Dramon. So Machine Dramon's been about since EX1. We know it, we love it. Make big giant guy with lots of inheritables from level 5 cyborgs. The new support is pretty nice. It has some generic support cards like the Metal Tyrannomon we spoke about earlier on that gives you that inherited when you delete an opponent's Digimon in battle, trash top card the opponent's security. Very nice. And it also has another generic level 5 cyborg in Giga Dramon, who is, the important thing is he gives you reboot, but he also has jamming on a level 5. So the nice thing is, you know, you can swing at the stack with your level 5 because Machine Dramon, people can actually go up the stack now. It's not always just about hard playing a Machine Dramon and, YOLOing it into Sunday. Now Machine Dramon actually gets rewarded for going up the stack. The main reward for that is the new Machine Dramon has on play and when digivolving. He has 11 cost to play and he has got 11k DP as well. Cost 3 to evolve into. On play when digivolving. Reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. Add 1 analog mana among them to your hand. And 1 card with machine or cyborg in its traits among them to your hand or to the bottom of this card's Digivolution cards. Trash the rest. So it also has the effect on deletion By returning one of your analog man in play to the bottom of its owner's deck, you may play a Machine Dramon from your hand without paying its memory cost. So obviously that's absolutely fucking bonkers, the on-deletion effect, right? But as we know as well, there's a lot of sneaky ways to delete things in the game without actually doing so. Bounce them to hand, bounce them to stack. You know, Bob's your uncle, Sally's your dad. There's multiple ways to get around that. But when it does go off, it's absolutely bonkers, and you can block the Machine Dramon very easily now with the new Tamer Analog Man. Is that a Digimon World 1 reference? I see yes. Yes, it is.
Indeed.
So he's a 4-cost Tamer. He's exclusive to Machine Dramon. His effect is start your main phase by trashing a level 5 with Cyborg and its traits in your hand. You can gain 1 memory and draw 1. So very nice to get those freaking bricks out the hand and start drawing the pieces again. Just gets them into rotation, gains you 1 memory a turn. Very nice. We love to see it. Opponent's turn. When your opponent's Digimon attacks a player, by suspending this Digimon, you may switch the target of that attack to one of your level 6 Digimon with machine in its traits. So finally, Bryce, this is the Raidimon support that you're after.
What?
Yep, because you can suspend it and send them into Raidimon. Cracked.
Oh, crack. We're finally getting him.
He's insane. But all jokes aside, this card is absolutely nuts. Definitive 4 of in the deck. Really, really good for cycling. You're getting rid of those crap pieces from your hand. And as another awesome effect, it basically guarantees you're going to have blocker. So you don't really need to run this massive chunky piece of the Machine Dramon core. You still run some of it, but you used to run like a ridiculous amount of blocker inheritables and a ridiculous amount of reboot inheritables. But you're not as bothered about that now with the blocker ones because you're running 4 off Analog Man, who basically gives you a free block every turn. Also lets you block twice per turn because you can block with the inheritable and then suspend 1 Analog Man every time. You can also create what I like to call Anal Zodia. You know, for anal man, he's called Analog Man. We call it Anal Zodia. You've set up like 3 freaking Analog Man on the board. They just can't swing, man. They're forever trapped in the anal loop unless they can swing over Machine Dramon. And, you know, good luck doing that because he's like 12, sometimes 14k. He's a big boy. You know, they can't get past them. And then that's the other spicy thing. When that Machine Dramon gets deleted, you can return one of your anal men to the bottom of the deck to hard play a Machine Dramon from your hand. Now, if you play the EX1 Machine Dramon from your hand, you're gaining the 5 memory because the on-play effect lets you put machines, level 5 cyborgs, underneath your Machine Dramon to gain 1 memory for each. So that's an awesome spicy play. But the main reason I like this is just because you can go up the stack, you get rewarded for it, you get more pieces, you find your Analog Man, and then you can go into your Chaos Dramon for 1 cost, which is absolutely insane. Going into Chaos Dramon for 1 on top of Machine Dramon, and then putting another 3 inheritables under the Machine Dramon is absolutely nutty. So it's pretty nice, man. That's about it for all the Machine Dramon direct support. There's also another good black option card, DG Dimension. It just adds to the ridiculous bombs that Black has in the arsenal next to Iron Fist and Ultimate Flare. This is going to be the 3rd option you've got. It's 8 cost, but if you've got a Black Tamer in play, you may reduce the cost by 1. Main effect, de-digivolve 3 of your opponent's Digimon, and then delete 3 of your opponent's Digimon with play cost of 6 or less. So a lot more generic. Doesn't have the 3 play cost cut-off point of Ultimate Flare, but seems to be better for wider boards that aren't ridiculously tall skyscrapers like Ultimate Flare is good for dealing with.
I like it. Yeah, I like it. I think about Machine Dramon, I've still got it built. I've always liked the deck. It's just never been... It's never had a lot of draw power or anything like that. It's always struggled, and I think Analog Man solves that quite a wee bit. So yeah, I'm quite happy with it. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's great. It's I mean, I've looked at it as well. There's multiple ways to benefit going up the line as well. Like a lot of builds are running Dorumon because the new Machine Dramon lets you slip a Source Under, Chaos Dramon lets you slip a Source Under. So you're basically evolving for 2 on the Machine Dramon. Some even run Dorimon. When you slip a Source Under, you draw a card. And then, the level 4 slots just tend to be things that turbo you into the level 5s, and you've got 8 million level 5s, so you've got no shortage of supply there.
I'm not a big fan of the gimmick, though. Like, Machine Dramon's gimmick is stall the game, which just isn't my style of gimmick.
I think you're making that sound very horrible. Machine Dramon's gimmick is make big frickin' epic dragon machine guy and frickin' have every effect in the game and batter your opponent.
Not making that sound good to me, mate.
That's you just said like it's a stall deck, man. It's so epic.
Stall deck.
Make giant Machine Dramon dragon guy who can't be deleted or returned to hand or deck, and he's like that. Blocker, reboot, trash, top security, jamming, friggin' gain 3k, gain 2k on your opponent's turn.
You're just talking about Black War Greymon now, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It just sounds
but it's sexy and cool when I do it, but when Black War Grey does it, it's lame as hell.
It's just lame. Also, didn't realize we'd have to put Pornhub tags in this.
Machine Dramon is sexy and cool. What can I say?
Oh, words are escaping me. What's this even called? Podcast. That's it. Yeah.
What?
Two straggler cards in black.
What else we got, Bryce? We got Tekamon, reboot.
Muso Nightmon. You love Muso Nightmon, Cobb. You can digicross it with 2 Armon, which isn't a thing.
No. You do not run this shit in Nightmon, man. This is garbage. This is like a bag of an army. No, you don't. It's absolute ass, man.
But it says Dark Nightmon in it.
Mate, I don't think it fits into fucking Bagrat Army or Nightmon, to be quite frank.
But it can evolve 2 from a level 5 or 4 from a level 4.
Right, Bryce, give us some context, please.
So you would never run this in Dark Knight. Let's just get that out of the way. But Bagrat's Army, the Tamer basically gives you the ability to digicross with 3 cards from underneath it at any point. It's not counted as digicross. So you can make this cost 0 to play. Because you can use its own digicross plus the Tamer.
So you can use, see when you digicross, it's not actually digicross, but when you digicross, right, with Uamano, it reduces the cost still, even though they're not like the requirements.
It says any Bagrat's Army level 4 or higher you play, you can take cards out from under it to reduce the play cost.
That is very epic.
But even then, this card is not good at all.
What's it do? I've not even read it.
On play, when digivolving, you may place 1 Digimon with Nightmon in its name or Bagrat's Army in its trace from your hand or trash at the top of this Digivolution. Then if Tuarmon is in its sources, de-digivolve 3 Digimon. Not great, because no one really goes wide.
Right.
It's not amazing, and its on delete is just return 2 black or purple Digimon from your trash to hand.
Aye, that is absolute garbage, man.
But not good at all. What is that other straggler? There's one I'm forgetting. Justamon.
Oh, the main man. He's too epic plus ultra.
Love Justamon. Looking cool as always. Please give us a lower end to the deck. The megas are fine. We don't really even need this one. Like it does a very similar job to Critical Arm.
The problem with Justamon, though, Bryce, is clearly that it can't OTK well enough once it gets to Justamon, right? That's clearly the issue.
Definitely not that you just can't get to Justamon.
No, you just can't get to him. You can't get friggin' 4 black Tamers on the board. Oh, not in this meta anyway, because there's something in this meta that, prevents that.
Never heard that.
But the new Justamon Excel Arm, right? He's 4 to go into. He's level 6, as you might know. Evolves for 1 from Justamon. When Digivolving, by returning 1 non-Justamon Excel Arm level 6 Digimon from this Digimon's Digivolution cards to its owner's hand, this gains Sec +1. Right? So you gain Sec +1 and Piercing for the turn when you return the Justamon back to hand. When attacking, if you've got a Tamer in play, you can Digivolve this into a non-Excel Arm Digimon card with Justamon in its name for 2 memory. So, you've got the epic Justamon loop on the top end now. You go Justamon, swing, and unsuspend, evolve into Excel Arm, return the Justamon back, swing, evolve back into the Justamon Blitz Arm, unsuspend, and you can do that infinitely if you've got enough memory. So he's got a freaking epic OTK now.
Which you could do with Arm prior.
Yep. It's we did have this before, but this does give the other one was like return a guy to hand, right? This one's just gives you an extra check, so this is like slightly better, right?
Yes, but you could make the checks elsewhere with Adjustamon. It's really just you need a rookie or a champion or something in the deck to, funnily enough, accelerate the deck, and Accelarm's not doing it. I
know,
think
man.
that's
It's just too slow. It's a lot of work. Now there was a spicy list I saw in Japan that was like some sort. So I think I said it to Bryce, right? But I definitely said it to the main man, Sheik, right? I was like, mate, imagine Justamon security control, right, in black, where you're playing like your Justice Kick, playing the Justamon, and every turn he's sitting there like that. I'm threatening lethal, taunting him, right? And there was one topping list in Japan that I swear to God was Justamon security control. And I was like, holy shit, it's a thing. I cannot for the life of me fucking find it again. I swear Wassy Plays uploaded it to YouTube and I cannot friggin' find it. And it's so annoying.
It never happened, Cobb.
Good old.
I swear.
Shout out to Wassy Plays.
I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. He defecated through a sunroof. You think this is chicanery? This chicanery?
I'm lost again.
Man, this is fucking chicanery in itself, man. How long are we going here? Jesus Christ, there's too many cards. There's actual infinite cards.
Thank you very much if you're still here.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Absolutely. It's been a while.
Great effort.
Yeah. I think we've got 3 decks to talk about, so don't worry, we're almost done.
Fucking hell, man. Two, right, so this is about 2 hours. This is actually not too bad, right? So we've got the women deck, right? And then we've got Crossheart, right?
And then we've got Bagras, that's as well.
Bagra Army, right? Well, Bryce, kick us off with the Elder Bagra Army, please.
Right, so for those who don't remember what Bagra's Army is, because it didn't exist, the entire thing is based around you, Amino, and all of your Bagra's Army just say on delete save, mostly. And then you himself lets you cross level 4 or higher. But it's not counted as cross, you just slide them under. Few new cards of support. We've got the Jakurimon. On play, by deleting this, reveal the top card of your deck, add 1 Bagra's Army among them, place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order, on delete, save. It has the Bagra's Inheritable that all of them seem to have, which is when it's removed from the Digivolution sources, gain a memory. It's technically 3 cost, because when you slide a card under you for the first time in a turn, you gain a memory, but
yeah,
it's
slide
just a bit
card under me.
Yeah, please. I'd love to. But Jakurimon just... I don't know why.
I can hear Cobb losing his mind.
I'm just like that. Slide a card under my bottom or some shit. I was trying to think
under
of
my
something.
bum.
Oh Christ! I'm fucking losing the will to live here. Please continue.
All right, guys, we'll get through this. Please, we'll get through
the 6 hour long BT11 release special extravaganza.
Hope you are still listening. When in effect, moving on. Next card is level 4 Mad Leomon Armed Mode. Another version of the previous Mad Leo the deck got. This one is Digicross 2, so Mad Leo plus a Bagra's Army. Then, so that he's play cost 6, that makes him a 2 cost. Then if you add in you can make him 0. Opponent's turn. When an effect adds a card to their hand, trash a Digivolution source to draw 2. Similar to the old Mad Leo, which made them discard 1. But this one is to draw 2 and then gain a memory off of your Inheritable. Not terrible, not really what the deck needs. Tuarmon, who goes with the Nightmon we talked about earlier. Decoy Bagra's Army. I think this is the first decoy that mentions a specific trait, right?
D Brigade.
Oh, does D Brigade have it?
Yeah.
Good. This one's actually not terrible, other than that he costs 7 to play. But he evolves for 1 over Dammon, so that's good.
Damn,
Yes. All turns, you Aminal cannot be deleted. The Black War counter. Let's go.
Huge.
And on delete, play the Damimon from your trash. And I think
Damimon.
But the real Bagra support of the 2 megas, Lilith and Bagra himself, who it's taken. When was the first wave of Dark Knight support?
That was in BT7.
So in BT7, we had the first card that mentions Bagra's or Bagramon himself, and we've only now gotten him.
That's quite common for Digimon when they hate people, though, is to spread it out over 4 to 5 sets.
Well, the thing is, at least because it's taken this long for such an iconic Digimon villain to show up, you know this shit is gonna be good, right?
You'd think, but we'll get to it. So we'll go over Bagramon first, and then we'll do Lilithmon. So Bagramon, 14 cost, evolves for 5 over a level 5 black or purple. He is purple himself, not black purple. On play / on Digivolve, if your opponent has one or fewer Digimon in play, look at your opponent's hand and trash one card among them. If they have 2 or more Digimon in play, place one of your opponent's Digimon under one of your opponent's other Digimon as its bottom source. Really interesting removal.
Yeah.
Like, really cool removal, very unique, but Blackwar says no. Or not Blackwar says no, it's Galactamon says no, but it actually does work on Blackwar. There you go.
It does, but they will never have 2 frickin' stacks to do it. This is the issue, man.
You can hope. His other effect, all turns, when an opponent's Digimon digivolves, or when an effect adds a card to your opponent's or to an opponent's Digimon evolution sources, aka his own effect. By trashing one of this card's evolution sources, trash the top of your opponent's security. So, on play on Digivolve, you potentially slide something under something, trash a security, and gain a memory back. With you, I think he becomes 8 cost.
It's pretty good if you can actually get it to work, eh?
But it costs too much, I think. It's a 5 cost to evolve, and that's not exactly easy to even get a level 5 in Bagra's army, just in general.
Yeah.
And then you're having to play it for 8 cost. I don't know if having 2 Aminos on board lets you change that, but it costs too much. The real support Bagra wants is the Lilithmon. 11 cost, so can become 7 as well. Someone help, I'm forgetting math.
Is it 4?
It becomes 5. It's 4 to evolve over level 5, or it's 11 play cost, so it becomes a 5 cost. On play, trash the top 4 of your deck, then add up to 2 cards with Bagra's armies and your traits from... Sorry. Then add 2 cards with Bagra army and their traits from your trash to your hand, and place up to 2 Digimon with Bagra's army from their traits under one of your tamers from your
Nice.
trash. Very good effect.
That's only on play though, that's gash.
Yeah. So you play it for 5, it sets back up under your tamer, and it adds you to the hand. Opponent's turn, when an opponent's Digimon moves from the breeding area, by trashing one of your sources, that Digimon gains when attacking lose 3 memory. So, honestly, I think this card's fairly good for Bagras, because yes, it costs 5 to play, but it gains back 4 of that memory if your opponent swings, or 1 of it if you don't, assuming they raise, to be fair. And it does set you up for next turn by adding cards and replacing them under your tamer that you've used for her. But Bagras is just still missing that little bit, which I think it gets later, but I'm not sure how much of a difference it makes. Oh, one last thing. They have an option card. Astral Snatcher, 7 cost. You may place up to 3 Digimon cards with Bagra's army and their trait from your trash at the bottom of one of your Digimon's Digivolution cards, or at the bottom of one of your tamers. Then, if you have a Digimon or a tamer with Bagra's army and its trait, place one of your opponent's Digimon under one of their other Digimon as its bottom Digivolution source. Very good removal. 7 cost is a bit high given what they did with Hades Force. But otherwise, okay card. Bagra's probably still not even going to reach Rogue, but it's on its way. That's what matters. Any thoughts on it, you guys?
Here's a question. How do they trash the sources from underneath them? Does it count when they're deleted, or is there an effect that says trash from your Digivolution sources?
Trash as cost.
Ah, I see. So that's how you were talking about reducing the Bagramon, right? Okay.
Yeah, because Bagra effectively gains back one of those memories.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I'm just double checking. Does you work twice when you play level 4 or higher? Yeah, so if you had 2 U with enough sources, you could technically make Bagra smaller, but that's probably a lot more effort than it's worth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, the Bagram one seems like really good removal, but again, because it's so fucking specific, it's just like, right, okay, we can't rely on this.
Yeah,
it's a really interesting deck.
I like the look of it. I have no idea who or what a Bagramon is or where he comes from, so I don't have any sort of nostalgia ties. And I've really, with the way purple decks have been going, I just don't like the color at all. It used to be cookie, like, trash things to gain stuff, but now it's like do 95 million effects make your opponent not play the game.
This is trash your sources to gain stuff.
Yeah, like I like it. I probably won't play it, but I'll enjoy you playing it.
Yeah, my mate Aster, who we run a shared collection, has been wanting to play Bagras for ages. I will definitely be playing it. But
Hell yeah.
that's kind of the synopsis on the deck. No new tamer for it or anything, just the option.
Yeah, it's very cool and interesting.
Yeah.
Right. What we got? We got 2 decks left.
One of
Women Mastermon deck and friggin' Cross Fart.
Honestly, the Mastermon
Cross
deck
Fart.
doesn't really gain anything. It gains Mirai,
And
which is the tamer.
A lot, bro. It gains a lot, bro. It does. It runs all the cards that they've printed, and they've printed like freaking 5 cards. The thing is, man.
Do it first.
Right, Mastermon was already a good deck, right? It was creeping back up in the meta, and it's received, like Adam says, to be fair, it's not a ridiculous amount of new stuff, but it's got some great pieces that are really spicy and really help the deck out quite a lot. The first piece I want to talk about, right, and it's not a direct Mastermon support card, you might even read it and go, oh, this is for Crossheart, right? It's Ignitemon. So there's a 4 cost to play, 2k DP rookie that Digivolves for 0 from a level 2 with cross arts and its traits. Not relevant for what we're talking about here. But this is a great wee rookie to run at 2 and above in your deck. When attacking by deleting one of your other Digimon, delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon with a level less than or equal to the deleted Digimon's level. So if you need a way to delete your big guy, you can use this to pop one of their little floodgatey dudes on the board. It is actually just a nice thing to have in your raising area to pull out and use at any time. Also, its inherited effect's actually pretty nice. All turns, once per turn, when you play a Digimon by effect, gain 1 memory. So that can actually be impactful. Sometimes in a million years, you'll probably play a handful of games where that passes the turn on your opponent's turn. But it's just nice. Memory gain, nice little bit of removal. Happy days. Other than that, the main big mommy of the deck that we got is, right now, how do we pronounce this? Because I actually saw a tweet that was complaining. Mirai, right? Mirai Jilai Slug, right? So we've got Mirai Mikagura, who is an SR tamer. Not only do we have the first secret tamer, we've got the first super rare tamer. She's also the first 5 cost tamer. Jeez, oh Johnny, right? So her effect is start of your turn, gain 1 memory. And for that 5 memory, you get yourself the effect. Your turn, when your Digimon digivolves into Angelumon or Lady Devimon, if you have 1 or less Digimon in play, by suspending this tamer, you may play 1 Angelumon or Lady Devimon from your hand with a different name from the Digimon that digivolved without paying its memory cost. So if you've got 1 stack and you end on Angelumon, you can play down your Lady Devimon, and if you've got 1 stack of Lady Devimon, you can play down your Angelumon. Now, this lets you toolbox a little bit because we've got a new Lady Devimon and a new Angelumon that are both played in the deck as well. And you've got, some on-play effects from the past, so this is really handy. Obviously, if you can get this effect off once, this card has paid for itself already, despite the steep entry cost. So, firstly, if we look at the Lady Devimon, she's a 7 cost to play, 6k DP, purple card that can evolve for 3 memory over a level 4 or purple or yellow card. Her effect is, when digivolving, you may trash 1 card from your hand. If you do, you can return a Mirai Mikagura or 1 card with Angel, Archangel, or Fallen Angel in its traits from your trash to your hand. So that's just nice for recycling, obviously. And then the other effect that's very nice is when you play an Angelumon or a Mirai, gain 1 memory on your turn. So that's just a nice little play extender. And as well, it also has the very delightful inherited that says, while you have a yellow Digimon in play, all your Digimon with Angel, Archangel, or Fallen Angel and their traits gain retaliation. So that just means that they're way harder out. If you've got your fall down mode, that's going to delete something that swings over it and, play something else out. It's just really nice for the deck to have the options. Now, if we look quickly at the Angelumon, it's kind of like a mirrored effect, honestly. We have, when digivolving, you may search your security stack for an Angel, Archangel, or Fallen Angel, reveal it and add it to your hand. If you added a card to your hand, you can recover 1, then shuffle your security stack. your turn once per turn. When you play a Lady Devimon or Mirai, gain a memory. So pretty much the same thing there, apart from instead of checking your trash for the cards, you're going to be checking your security stack. Also gives you the increased intelligence of being able to see what that stack is. Always powerful. We know TK Takashi is good. And instead of gaining Retal, when you've got a yellow Digimon in play, she has inherited. When you have a purple Digimon in play, gain Blocker. This one, inherited, is really nice. Just stops people getting past your big bosses. And again, you can block, and then the fall down mod's going to blow up and play a guy. Very nice. We do love to see it. The other two pieces that the deck got is a Angemon in yellow and a polar opposite Devimon in purple. Also, another delightful Digimon World 1 reference in the art of the Angemon. Firstly, to explain it, we're probably best starting with the Angemon. The Angemon evolves for 2 over a level 3 purple or yellow, has 5k DP, play cost of 5, and on deletion, if you've got a purple Digimon or purple Tamer in play, you can play a Devimon from your trash without paying its memory cost. Now, this Angemon isn't always played. Sometimes people do it. Like I say, the deck's is pretty toolboxy now, so it can adapt to all situations. But the Devimon has the effect, your turn, where you've got a yellow Digimon or yellow Tamer in play. You know, if you've got Mirai, you're always getting these effects off. This Digimon gains Rush and Retaliation. So it's just a really cracked card. You gain a little bit of pressure. The deck seems to be getting faster. It can spit out a rushing guy now quite easily. And he's not just a rushing guy, he's also a wee removing guy as well. So pretty nice overall. And honestly, from what I've seen in the Japanese meta at least, this deck looks to be one of the top contenders for the BT11 format. So get used to seeing these guys popping out frequently.
I think you're wrong on that, bud. I'm sorry, but...
Listen, I mean, we might not have time to cover it, but this was positioned to be the 3rd best deck in Japan.
I think we'll leave meta roundup for next week when we're talking more about Worlds, since we've gone very long today.
Yes, we're going big time overtime.
Yeah. But Mirai costs 5, so that's 1 turn of setup to player. Then you need to get to your champion, and she only gains you a memory, so that's probably another turn of setup, because most of the champions in the deck are 3 cost. And then on that 3rd turn, if you've not played Blackwar's not killed her, then you can get her effect off. It's 2.
So your level 4s are 2, so you just evolve into the level 4 and then play Mirai, and then you raise out, and then you go into the level 5, and then you play a guy, and then end of turn you DNA, and then you go into the damn Gat.
How will you end of turn DNAing if you're not using the Gat? Gat was a 3 cost to evolve.
Okay, well that's a one-off to be fair, but you can. It's good. I swear it's good. I don't know that much about it, but it's
Probably
good. Man, I'm telling you.
Give you end of turn DNA, but I think this deck is overhyped. It might have had a better cross art matchup in Japan.
Bro, stand by for this to be the local stomper.
Nah, bro, I will stomp this deck. I've played it too much.
I hate it. It's always been one of my most hated decks because I always play like aggressive rookie rush style decks, and it just sits recovering, deleting guys, recovering, and then we go to time and I'm at less security and I lose and I cry.
By playing this deck, I mean playing against it. I have a mate whose only deck is this deck.
Oh dear.
But I don't think it's going to be that impactful. What about you, Adam? Do you have any?
In all seriousness, like I said, I think it's fine. I think it's getting too many pieces now. And it's gonna, it already had a lot, and it's trying to fit in like all your chaos degrades and flame health sites as well as all of the Lady Devimons and stuff. And I think someone's gonna figure the list out, and it's gonna be nuts. But I think it's gonna take a while, and we're gonna see events passes by in which people struggle with it, because it's got so much that it wants to do now, that it might not do well at all. I don't know. It's a real wait and see, I think.
It could be interesting if there's multiple good builds of it, but I just think Black War is just too aggressive.
I think when it comes to this, we need to take Black War slightly out of the equation, because it's going.
Black War out, I think it's a contender.
Like, Black War is going to get hit with a ban. Like, they banned fucking they limited Doru Greymon. Alphamon isn't even that popular, and they limited it. They're going to limit Black War. So, it's just kind of seeing.
I think Dorugray got limited more because of Japan, and they want to keep the lists consistent.
Yeah, I suppose.
But speaking of banned cards, that brings us to our last deck, right?
Yes, Crossheart.
Yes.
The lovely Crossheart itself. There's only 2 real cards to talk about from Crossheart. It got quite a few cards of support, like Star Sword, which Adam mentioned earlier had been misprinted. It was said Material Save. It's been misprinted to say Material or Digicross something. Oh no, it's misprinted. It's Material Save 1, but it says by placing 2, you can save them. That's the misprint on it. But the 2 main cards to talk about with this, as well as the Entertainer, is Shout X3 and Shout X7. X3, Material Save 2. He's a 7 cost, costs 3 to evolve on a level 3 red or yellow. His Digicross is just Shoutmon, Ballistamon, and Dorumon, so he costs 1 when you really play him. Start of your turn, you can delete him to gain a memory, and on play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 2 cards with Crossheart or Blue Flare in their traits to your hand, place the rest at the bottom of the deck. With the Shoutmon, it's a 1-cost rush, so it slightly replaces X4. It's not good, because it doesn't delete itself and retain all of the sources and restand the Tamer.
So it's obviously it's not as good as X4, right? But X4 was utter cancer. This is I like to tell people that don't know about Crossheart being good this set is it gets a new X4 if X4 was balanced. It's a lovely consistency piece. It speeds the deck up a bit, which it was missing. But it's no X4, let's be honest, but no card is.
It's still good though.
Definitely.
And then the other major piece is X7, who has Rush built in, unlike the others, so he doesn't need to have the Shoutmon any sources. 14 cost, 6 on a level 5 red, or 4 on a level 6 blue. Material Save 4. On play, delete something with DP less than this Digimon, which is always good because he's a 13k base, and
fucking huge.
All turns, for every 2 of this Digimon's evolution sources, gain an extra K. So it's Digicross is -2 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 potential sources. So that's a potential bonus 3k. 16k on play deletes basically anything. It's Digicross are Omnishout and Zegray, which are the 2 new ones this set. Ballista, Doral, Starmons, and Sparrowmons. The Omnishout gives security attack, +1. And then the Zegray, I believe, gives blocker. So all of that together is reboot +1 blocker, 16k. Really strong card with Rush. Kind of gives Shoutmon the same playstyle it had before. Slightly less consistent because of the lack of X4. But they did also get a new Tamer, which is Taiki and Kiriha and Nene. That is the name of the card, which is awful.
It is shocking, isn't it?
But it is Crossheart and Blue Flare, so you can run it for either deck. It kind of plays, you use it in both decks just because it replaces the Blue Flare Tamer. Start of your main phase by placing a card with Crossheart or Blue Flare under it, gain a memory and draw 1. Amazing. And then it has the suspend this to use cards under it for Digivolution. Overall, like all of the cards of support here, I know we've rushed through them a wee bit, but this will probably bring Crossheart back into the meta, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think
it
so.
won't be like I don't think it'll be tier 1 be all end all like it was in Japan.
Why
But
does
it definitely will be up there.
Why does the triple tamer have Crossheart, Blue Flare, and then the general trait?
Because the generals are the people who are in charge of the different clans and
Okay.
Fusion.
They're all armed.
Crossheart. Aye. Crossheart's an army, Blue
Fusion
Flare's an
lore.
army, Taiki's a general, Kerry has a general.
Cool.
Nene's also a general of Twilight, but Twilight just kind of gets consumed into
Yeah, it's very sad. Like, there's absolutely 0 Twilight synergy on that card, even though Nene's there, because she sold out.
Yep. Oh, that also brings us to one other technically Crossheart card we missed. It's actually Minervamon support. Minervamon. Adam is not happy. Adam, would you like to read Mervamon for us?
Yeah, why not? I nearly fell asleep, I'm not going to lie. Mervamon is 11 play cost, 12k DP, 4 evolve level 5. When you play this card, you may also place cards from your trash and Digivolution cards for a Digicross. On play with Leave Me Alone. On play when Digivolving, you may play 1 purple level 4 or lower Digimon card or 1 level 4 or lower Digimon card with Crossheart and its traits from your trash without paying its memory cost. If Digicrossing, add 1 to the number of cards you can play with that effect. Haven't got a clue what that means. All turns, all of your Digimon with Retaliation or with Crossheart and its traits gain Rush and Blocker, and you can Digicross it -3, 1 Digimon with Crossheart and its traits. This card already exists. Why have they reprinted it? What the fuck is this?
What card are you referring to?
What was the previous Mervamon or Min? Oh, it's not. It's Mervamon.
It's called Minervamon.
There's Minervamon. Then there's Jet Mervamon, and now there's Mervamon. What the fuck's going on, man? I'm going back to sleep.
So
don't go to sleep.
If you Digicross it, you get to play 2 level 4 Digimon.
Oh, great.
Let's clarify that, but this is the Mervamon that you play off of Minervamon that says play a level 5 or a Mervamon.
Oh, cool. 3 sets later.
Card's fine.
The artwork
Listen,
looks cool. She
Minerva
looks like
looks
she's in a
coming
Monster
back.
Hunter game.
Cool, aye.
That's cool.
Cool. Cool, is it? You think this design is cool?
Yeah, she looks like she's in a Monster
not
Hunter
Snake
game.
Right.
I'm not pointing out the
yeah.
massive bonongas that she's got, man. Like, leave me alone.
So, see Mervamon, right? Mervamon in the show that I have not watched, I know was like looted to all hell. Like, there's a ridiculous amount of fan service, supposedly, with Mervamon in it, and I just like hate that shit, man. I know Adam's the same. Like,
Yeah.
it's just ridiculous, and I think she's kind of like in love with Taiki, which is a bit weird because Taiki's like a fucking 12-year-old boy, and she's like a
computer program,
a adult woman-looking computer program, aye. So
Child that turns into an adult woman.
Also, yeah.
Oh, that's true, aye.
Oh wait, does one of them
That's
become
such
her?
Sexy dynamite.
Does one of them become her?
No, he's talking about bloody Zephyrmon.
Oh, yeah, that like
Kazim.
that weirds me out.
Minervamon turns into Mervamon.
That like
Oh yeah, true.
that just weirds me out. Like, I'm not gonna go. We've talked about it before, but like, if like there's Digimon out there that like they just give massive tits to, but then keep it kind of monstrous looking, like Lady Devimon or even Lilithmon. Like, yeah, she's got a humanish face, but she's got massive fucking claw hands, and like she looks like a demon lord. But like Mervamon just looks like a lassie in a suit, and like, why does she have a human face? What the fuck's going on? Like, that armor, is that like clothes that she puts on, or does she just like digivolve into it wearing clothes?
That is her battle armor. That bra with the zip pulled down is her fucking battle armor.
I love battle armor that leaves me with no protection whatsoever.
Bring it back. Let's bring it back.
Cooties kick me right now.
Etamon deck, Sukamon, very powerful. Yeah, I feel like we've spoke about most of the cards, to be honest. There's a bunch of options we've not covered, but there's a lot of nice cheap removal cards that you might want to splash into your deck, basically, is the long and short of it. Every colour seems to be getting one, but aye. That's it. That's the wrap up for BT11 so far.
Yeah.
Covered almost everything. For the love of God.
It's a good set. It's a big set. You know? Yeah.
It's very nice. I'm hoping it's going to relight a fire under my arse to play this game.
Blackboard's lighting a fire under your arse, mate. Just not the way you want.
It fucking is, because it's making me shit in anger.
Right.
Yeah, so that's kind of it for this episode, but we're gonna move on to the comments we received on last week's or last 2 weeks sort of episode before we wrap up. So thanks very much to people that continue to leave comments and show your support. It means a lot to us. If you do want to comment, the best way to reach us is on the YouTube channel. Leave a comment there, but you can also leave it on Spotify and other things as well, and we hope we see them. So yeah, we're gonna take a couple each. So from UXO, A little story just to show my appreciation for this podcast. There I was, working all alone in a large indoor tennis field, anxiously watching the time go by, slow as fuck, while wanting to play some Digimon, and of course that wasn't possible. The next best thing was some sweet Digimon content. Unfortunately, my phone ain't blessed with infinite battery and YouTube Premium, so Spotify had to be the chosen one to help escape the prison of silence and monotony. Lo and behold, there was the shining beacon of hope. Win rate 0%. A brand new podcast waiting to be enjoyed. Starting it up, I got blessed with the amazing Scottish accent that we foreigners love to poorly imitate. But that wasn't all. This accent was very familiar to me. And while pondering if I was being racist or not, I came to the realization that this is my favourite European judge speaking to me. I have been deck checked by this accent before. I said to myself... Funny, except the one time where I'd already been deck checked 10 minutes before, and then that was awkward, but we had a nice little chat. The next hour and a half was just pure enjoyment, and I've loved every single moment of it until Spotify stopped me, and it didn't notify me when a new episode was out, so I just spent last week's commute non-stop listening to this podcast to catch up. You go on to say that the podcast is really good, lots of positive comments, and super fun. You've also asked us a question, which I'll get to in a moment, but I just want to say thanks very much for listening to us. I will be at Bremen, and you've commented as well saying that you'll be in Bremen. So please come up to me, say hi. I'm the big, tall Scottish guy. It's going to be super fun, and I'm really, really liking that you're enjoying the podcast.
Yes. Yeah. Thanks very much. And, if the hour and a half was good for your commute, I'm sure this 3-hour-long slobber knocker is going to do the trick for you, man. So thanks very much.
Yeah. And yeah, you just a very good, big, positive comment, and I'm very, very pleased. It made me quite chuffed when I read it.
I think it's hilarious he's met you in real life and recognises your voice.
That's what I like.
That's so cool.
That's so cool. Like, I like that.
Is there any question or?
No, I thought there was one, but it was just more positive comments. I'm really struggling to read at the moment because my eyes are blurry.
Yeah, it's quite late here when we're recording, we should point out.
It's currently 10:11 and Adam's an old man. He goes to bed at
I go to bed at like 10 o'clock or something.
Or maybe like a normal human being, I should say.
And I'm about to start travelling down for the One Piece Treasure Cup at 6 a.m. tomorrow, so that's going to be fun.
Oh, God.
Jesus, Johnny.
Yeah.
Nice. You grab the next one, Bryce.
Moving on to the next one. This one's from Daniel Garcia. Lovely to see you again. And doing some playtesting with the upcoming BT11, one thing has popped up in the protection of Black War Greymon X can get sorry, it's very late. One thing that has popped up is the protection that Black War Greymon X can get and how it makes it harder to deal with what it is than it possibly should be. I feel the same way at times when playing against Melga in the current format. I wanted to ask you fine folks of the podcast, should there be more of an effort on Bandai's part to tone down these protection effects? Perhaps limiting cards to once per turn or forcing you to discard the Digivolution source that gave you the protection to make things more fair. Love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for the great work, gentlemen. Thank you very much for the comments, Daniel, and the thoughts. What do we think on the protection stock?
Mate, I was thinking about this recently, right? And I swear, because there's been some spoilers, right, for the new sets that are coming out. And I swear to God, if this game ends up like fricking Yu-Gi-Oh!, where every boss monster has like fricking 3 different layers of protection, and I have to decipher from the texts of Bandai to find out what way I can remove this card, I'll not be best pleased. It's getting ridiculous now, the amount of protection they're giving to so many of these boss monsters. I mean, Black War Greymon can't be returned to hand, can't be returned to deck, can't have its DP reduced, can't be de-digivolved. I'm like, come on, man, you're ripping the piss a bit here.
No, yeah, I definitely agree. Like, there is far too much protection, and especially like these recurring archetypes, because they're running out of things to do, so they're just giving them stupid protection.
Yeah. Even though there's thousands of Digimon and they could just print new guys, they choose to continue to power pump and power creep old one. Why did I say power pump? What the fuck is wrong with me?
Austin Powers over here.
Groovy, baby.
Oh,
If
God.
Austin Powers had been frozen and woke up in 2022, he'd have been frozen in the 1990s, by the way. Like that's thinking.
Right, I know we all want to go to our bed as well, right? But do you guys know there's an Austin Powers card game, right?
No.
Oh, I'm selling out, man.
And
I'm selling out.
it as well. I wanted to buy it, right, and it was actually really cheap to buy boosters and starter decks from America, but the shipping was freaking killer, man, so I didn't bother. The game is one of the worst card games I've ever seen. I'm not going to go into the details, right? There are the two decks. You have to either play the villains or the good guys, and the evil guys are all assassins, and the good guys are all shaggers, and you have to shag your opponent's cards to get points, or kill your opponent's cards to get points.
Oh,
and I'm not even joking, right? There's a fucking card in that game that has the text on it. Open up a pack of the Austin Powers trading card game, and you can draw fucking cards from the freshly opened booster pack you open.
What?
I'm not joking. So if you're playing this fucking card, you need to rock up with a booster pack of the Austin Powers trading card game just in case you play this card and you need to use the effect.
It's also not a two-player game. One of the cards says make an evil pink booster. Last player to do the same must return one of their active assassins.
Yeah, so it's got stupid party game effects in it, like you need to pretend to be Dr. Evil or something like that. It's so hilarious. Yeah, it cracks.
Oh, I love the frickin' bone card that it's got 2 shag power and 1 assassinate power.
So I feel like I've derailed us totally here, right? But you know how one of Dr. Evil's famous catchphrases, "Would somebody throw me a frickin' bone here?" Right? You can use the frickin' bone card as like a counter, right? But if you've no got one, you can go, "Can somebody throw me a frickin' bone here?" And one of your allies can chuck you one, and they get points, and you get a counter card. It's fucking so stupid. I need to stop talking about it, man. I'm going down a fucking rabbit hole with this thing. I'm not coming back.
Back to the protection. Yeah, I think they should probably limit quite a few of the protection cards.
Yeah. It's insane. They need to make it more specific. Yeah, like why are they piling on everything, throwing the damn kitchen sink at these archetypes? Segueing back round. But it's just nuts. They can't be labeled like sticking so many of different effects into one boss monster. Can we not like limit it to like 1 or 2, and then we can get a little bit of unique, nice effects on the go here? I don't mind with things like Galactamon because that's like a ridiculously hard to set up. But well, not ridiculously hard, but there's a lot of setup involved. It's not just okay. Yes, I evolve up the stack. Happy days.
Yeah. It should have some level of cost to the protection at the very least.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah,
definitely. Thank you once again. Yes, thanks again, Dan. Now we've got the final comment of the night.
Here we go.
Robert Duckington has returned after his controversial remarks on memory boosts and power creep in the last set. Limit all memory boosts to 1. A classic quote from Robert Duckington. Anyway, he starts off the message in a totally insane tone. He says, "All right, haggis bashers." Okay, do we like haggis here, guys?
I quite like haggis. I think haggis is class.
I'm 50-50 on it. I wouldn't say no, but
I fucking love haggis. But what I do not love is derogatory language. No. Bob's back to cause an argument. He says this himself. He is causing an argument here, folks. Let's see what he has to say. He says, "I think we all agreed the memory gauge has become functionally non-existent at the top end of competitive play." Correct, we have spoken about this today, mate. Yep.
Yes.
It says, with Bloomlord example being the obvious one, if Bandai continue to escalate the power level and the game becomes even faster and disregards costs even further, how would you propose fixing it from a community standpoint? There's already community formats such as Chosen One, but looking at competitive events, they're dominated by Greymon and Garurumon because LOL, Synergy, and 10 sets of support lets you use 10 different card-named Greymon, and Nokia greases the wheels. Bro, I don't know if anybody's running Nokia, right? But still.
I haven't seen Nokia since set 8.
Man, Nokia fell off. If you were in charge of the ban list and could neuter decks down while keeping them playable, what 3 to 5 decks would you use as a benchmark for a healthy, depowered game? Are there any current meta-relevant decks you could take cards from and bring them to that power level? And if so, what cards would you take away while keeping the playstyle as intact as possible? I've seen some non-English speaking communities do this during English release of BT8 to deal with Imperial, and they seem to have decent turnouts to their events. Maybe the English-speaking community would find success in hosting depowered nights as well. No, I
like
agree.
a Paupers tournament.
Yep, like some sort of paupers, not as in the things that loosen your asshole, as in the things that you know. So there's a pauper format in Magic the Gathering, which is like all commons and uncommons, I think, right? Something like that.
Yeah, it's all commons and uncommons, no shinies, no hollows, nothing like that.
Yeah. So I mean, there's lots of ways you could do it, man. I feel like it would take us fricking forever. We'd probably be here till BT11 released if we wanted to go into the detail on everything here. But it would be awesome to create a format where there was some, homebrew ban lists, and it would be good if some big streamers or something out there want to go ahead and do that. Because I don't think we are in a position where we can come up with our own format and see people turning up.
Yeah, not yet, at least.
Yeah.
Can't wait for the Patreon to coming soon.
Have a specific deck they would count as a benchmark, because
for
no.
What?
For what would be like a good level of deck?
Dark Nightmon.
Lord Nightmon.
Dark Nightmon. Fair and balanced. Fair and balanced.
Look, creep is inevitable if you want to keep printing cards, but I'd say the balance point would probably be still before set 9. Any non-X antibody deck that came out after set 9, other than Hydra, all of them kind of still stay around that set 8 benchmark of power level, proven by the fact that all of them can still play against Imperial and have even matches.
I think you're right, man.
Back till then. And it just leaves us with diversity rather than the game being problematic.
I know. I think you're probably right in saying EX2, BT8, very decent format. There was some crazy shit in there, but at least I felt like the games were going a bit longer. Yeah. You didn't get actual OTK out of nowhere. There was like counterplay to plays, like you've said before. Imperial Digimon felt like you could actually do things against it, even though it was really fast for the time. And now we're just at the point where we're completely turboed out of the damn format. I really do hope they fix it. Because it's actually really worrying for me how ridiculously fast the games is. Like, see when I'm looking at formats and cards down the line, I'm just going, that'll be gash because it's not fast enough to play the game anymore. It doesn't kill people on turn 3 or blow the whole board up or remove all their advantage by turn 3. So probably gash.
Stand by that they fix it.
I know. I hope they do fix it. And I'll be honest, I think Bandai have been mediocre at releasing balanced cards, but they have been good at adjusting it for the English meta afterwards, in my experience. Yeah. When, yellow and blue hybrid were ripping the piss and ridiculously bad to play against, they nerfed them. When Crossfart came out and was freaking ridiculous, they nerfed that rapidly. And,
what a set.
Yeah. So there's been plenty of bans and nerfs coming out to ridiculous combos in time. My only hope is that this comes, kind of quickly. And the other thing is, Blackwater Greymon was a powerful deck before all this shit hit the fan. So we know for a fact, even if Greymon X Antibody, the new one, and Hades Force, and even Yuya get limited to 1, it would still be a decent deck. So I feel like there's not really any reason not to do so. Cool Boy as well needs to be limited, but we've discussed that. Card does way too much for 2 memory.
Yeah, please.
Yep. Any final thoughts on that, gang?
Looking forward to set 11 outside of Blackwater, and that's about it.
Yes, indeed. Final comment from Mr. Duck here. He says, could you also ask Cob, that's fine, I am Cob, right? So I'll ask myself, Cob, what are you planning to do in your vest with your thumb sticking out like that? It looks like an edgy reboot of Rabsy Nesbit. My thumb's kind of sticking out. I don't know if you've heard about this, Rob, but your thumbstick's in a kind of upwards position when you're giving off like an aura of positivity, or it sometimes says yes. So that's what my thumb's doing up. And as far as an edgy reboot, Rabsy Nesbit, I think everyone south of the border needs some sort of reboot of their patter, considering Rabsy Nesbit is not really relevant to the modern generation. I've never watched it.
I ask what the fuck Rabsy Nesbit was. I think that's who it was, but you've just said watched it, so I'm guessing it's a series.
It's an old TV show.
It's an old TV show with drunken Scottish jakies in it.
Right, all right.
And then he continues on with, this is the thing, man. I want to see a roast on Adam next time, because he now goes on to roast you, Bryce.
Yeah, Bryce,
What was that?
Bryce, you have kindly sacrificed your time and effort to come onto this podcast and join us following Jason's departure, and you get immediately fucking slaughtered whilst I get a really nice comment.
I know. This is the thing, man. So he goes on to say, please remind Bryce, the Scottish are supposed to dye their hair to hide the red, not make it look like someone threw a slush puppy over them for saying "och" the wrong way. Opens bracket, is that what happened? Question mark, you tell us. On this side of the border, we know how to wash ourselves, including our hair, and we can introduce you to shampoo and twig-free hairstyles. Thank you.
Oh, that's lovely, mate. But once you get the lime scale out your side of the border, you'll be good washed.
I was just about to say that. Scottish water. Scottish water reigns supreme. Your sticky, ugly, awful, fucking hard water down south can stay down south.
Don't need to wipe the scum off the top of our cups of tea.
No, even joking, mate. I don't even know how to descale an iron. I've heard of it. I don't know how to do it.
I know.
I've had the same kettle my whole life because they just stay winning.
Yeah, in order to descale a kettle, you buy a new kettle.
Has to be done sometimes, unless you live north of the border.
With our glorious tap water.
Yep.
Decent.
Yeah, that's
nice water bill, mate. But
enjoy your water bill.
That's the best clapback we can give you, Bob. Sorry, mate, but hopefully you'll have a good roast for Adam in the next one. If you've listened this far,
or don't. I'm fine with not being personally attacked. That's good too.
See if you've listened this far, I'll grant you one free attack on Adam in the next episode. But if you have just skipped to see if your comment's been read, then shame on you, Bob. You're not welcome back. Right. Well. To everybody who has freaking listened to this absolute extravaganza, insane, digital monstrous episode, then thank you very much for listening. This has been Winrate 0%, and I have been COB.
I have been Adam.
And I have been Bryce.
Oh,
thanks for listening.
Can I go to bed now?
Hope you like the long form.
I need my bed. Need my bed.
Yep. Let us know if you like the long ones.